Hey, this is Dr. Hymers in my office.
这是海螺博士在我办公室里。
Este es Dr. Hymers en mi oficina.
I am going to talk to you just in English.
现在仅仅用英文告诉大家一件事儿。
Le hablaré solamente en inglés.
But we'll be back in just a few minutes to preach the sermon, and that'll be in English and Spanish and Chinese as always.
再过一会儿呢，我们讲到的时候就是用3种语言了：中文、英文、西班牙语。
Pero regresaremos en unos minutos para predicar el sermón y será en inglés, español y chino como siempre.
So keep watching.
继续观看下。
Sigue mirando.
Now at the top of your screen is an address where you can write to get these 2 books. We're offering these 2 books, one by Dr. Kagan and one by me, and 2 books for the price of 1. This is Dr. Kagan's book, From Darwin to Design. It is a book on showing the untenable nature, the falseness of the Darwinian theory of evolution, and he does a fine job. Dr. Kagan has a PhD in mathematics from UCLA, and he has written this wonderful book. I helped him a little bit with the English of it. And Dr. Henry M. Morris, the founder of the Institute for Christian Research, said, "It's a delight to read." And Dr. D. James Kennedy said, "A word of warning to those who may pick up this book by chance, you most likely will not be able to put it down." Darwin to Design shows how Dr. Kagan, a staunch atheist, gradually began realizing the laws governing the universe are too precise to point to anything but intelligent design by God. I want you to have this book, and I want you to have this one as well. This one is my autobiography. It's called Against All Fears. Dr. Kagan wrote on the back, "You will laugh, you will cry, it will encourage you when you're ready to give up." Dr. Paige Patterson, the president of Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, said, "Read this book and you will be blessed." This is my autobiography, and it's quite a book. It's got photographs of me with everybody from Richard Nixon to Billy Graham, and I met some real heavy Christians in my day, as the hippies would say. And this is my life story. Moish Rosen, Jews for Jesus, Patrick Buchanan, Dr. Bob Jones Jr., Richard Nixon, President Reagan, pictures with me, and I met these great men, Dr. W.A. Criswell, Dr. Robert L. Sumner, and Dr. John R. Rice, Dr. Richard Rembrandt, Dr. Bill Bright, and Dr. Jerry Falwell. These are some of the men that I've met, Billy Graham, over the years, and Francis Schaeffer. And I want you to have this book. It's my unvarnished and truthful autobiography, how I came up as a boy, a virtual orphan, and how I came into the ministry and failed as a missionary, but now I'm pastor of the only independent fundamental Baptist church in downtown Los Angeles. This book will blow you away. It's called Against All Fears. A frightened boy overcame incredible obstacles and became an inspiration to millions. I'm going to send you both these books because I believe you need them. You will read them yourself, and if you're a pastor, you'll teach these books to your young people. They're tremendous books. This one is on showing the fallacies, the unreliability of Darwinian evolution. This one is my autobiography, how I became a Christian, and am responsible for preaching these sermons all over the world. These books would sell for $25 each if you bought them in a bookstore. We're letting you have both of them for $25, and that includes postage. Write to me, Dr. R.L. Hymers Jr., Dr. Hymers, Hymers, at the address on the top of the screen, Post Office Box 15308, Los Angeles, California, 90015. Make a check out to the Baptist Tabernacle of Los Angeles or to Dr. R.L. Hymers Jr. Either way, it'll get to me, and we'll send you both these books. This is a $50 a $50 offer, you get both of them for $25. That includes shipping. So please write to us. Now we're going into the service, which is now underway, and God bless you for watching.
Behind its fire the whole way through, I know the Bible is true.
If you are watching on YouTube or on our website or on our app, thank you for watching. You are in the Sunday evening service at the Baptist Tabernacle.
感谢大家通过 YouTube 通过视频，而且通过智能手机上面的应用程序观看在进信会幕礼拜天晚上举行的礼拜。
Si estás mirando por el internet, por el app y por YouTube, estás en el servicio del Tabernáculo Bautista el domingo en la noche. Gracias por mirar.
Our sermon manuscripts go out all over the world to nearly every country of the world in over 40 languages.
我们讲的到了文稿以超过40种语言传遍了世界几乎全部的地区和国家。
Los manuscritos de sermones salen a casi todo el mundo en manuscrito en más de 40 idiomas.
And because our sermons go out all over the world, we get emails from all over the world as well.
正因为我们传道的传遍了世界各地，很多电邮从世界各地都发给我们。
Y porque los sermones salen a todo el mundo, recibimos correos de todo el mundo.
Why don't you send Dr. Hymers an email?
希望你也能够发电给我们牧师海博士。
¿Por qué tú no envías un correo al Dr. Hymers?
His email is coming up at the top of the screen right now.
他现在电邮地址就在屏幕的顶端。
Su correo está encima de la pantalla ahora.
Dr. Hymers reads and responds to each email that he is given.
海博士接收到的一切电邮，他都亲自阅读，而且都会回他回信。
Dr. Hymers lee y responde a cada correo electrónico que él recibe.
So send him an email.
希望你能发电邮。
Envíalo un correo.
We will not read your last name, but do tell us which country you're writing from when you write to him.
发电邮的时候，千万你们要注明你发电邮的国家。
No leeremos su apellido, pero dinos de qué país estás escribiendo.
Now here's an email that Dr. Hymers received from a man in Chile.
下面这个电邮从智利发给我们牧师海博士。
Este es un correo que Dr. Hymers recibió de Chile.
This man is a missionary to Chile,
这位朋友是去智利的传道士，
Él es misionero a Chile.
and he writes, Dear Dr. Hymers,
他这样写的：“他说，亲爱的海博士，
Él escribe, estimado Dr. Hymers.
my name is Kyle.
我的名字叫凯尔，
Mi nombre es Kyle.
My family and I serve as missionaries in Patagonia, southern Chile.
我的家人跟我们是在智利南部开多尼亚传道。
Mi familia y yo servimos como misionarios en Patagonia, en el sur de Chile.
We are sent by Central Baptist in Pomona, where my father-in-law, Tom Smith, is pastor.
我的牧师 Tom Smith 那个教会呢，遣送我们去到这智利传道。
Fuimos enviados por la Iglesia Central Bautista en Pomona y el padre de mi esposa es el pastor.
I wanted to send you a short note to let you know that I appreciated the published sermon, The Great Woman of Shunem.
我希望能够告诉你，就是说你们现在在网站上面发表的这个书念的这个女人这篇道文呢，对我帮助很大。
Yo le escribo para decirle que yo aprecié mucho su sermón, La Gran Mujer de Shunem.
I just finished reading it online.
我刚刚在上网读完你们这篇宣道，
Yo acabo de leerlo en el internet.
The Lord bless you. I pray Jesus Christ continues to be glorified in and through you. Sincerely, Kyle from Chile.
所以说通过我们讲道呢，我希望神能够继续赐福你们，而且呢，神能帮助你们。致力这位凯尔写道。
Señor le bendiga, que Jesucristo sea glorificado en su ministerio, dice Kyle en Chile.
And Dr. Hymers responds, Dear Kyle.
海博士这样回信说：“亲爱的凯尔，
Dr. Hymers contesta, estimado Kyle.
I am delighted you wrote to me.
我很高兴你能够写信给我。
Estoy feliz que usted me escribió.
I treasure the emails I get from all over the world from people like you.
我从世界各地收到了像你这样的人发来的电邮，我非常珍惜。
Yo atesoro los correos que recibo de todo el mundo de personas tal como usted.
You can watch my videos anytime at www.sermonsfortheworld.com.
你可以上网去到 sermonsfortheworld.com 上面，随时随地观看我们讲的视频。
Puedes mirar mis videos en www.sermonsfortheworld.com.
There are many of them.
我们有很多这个宣道视频。
Hay muchos videos.
The word-for-word manuscripts are also on the website, and they are free.
逐字逐句的这个文稿也是在网站上面都是免费的。
Los manuscritos palabra por palabra están en el sitio y son gratis.
Yours in Jesus' name, Dr. Hymers.
以耶稣的名还不是回信。
Suyo en el nombre de Jesús, Dr. Hymers.
Now here is an email that Dr. Hymers received from El Salvador.
下面这封电邮来自厄萨瓦多。
Este es un correo que Dr. Hymers recibió de El Salvador.
And this person writes, Dear Dr. Hymers,
这位朋友写道说：“亲爱的海博士，
Esta persona escribe, estimado Dr. Hymers.
greetings from El Salvador.
从厄萨瓦多向你们打招呼，
Saludos desde El Salvador.
God bless you enormously.
愿神充分的丰盛的赐福给你们。
Que Dios lo bendiga en gran manera.
Beautiful teaching on Joseph and Jesus.
非常优美的讲道，而且教书讲到了约瑟和耶稣。
Enseñanza hermosa sobre José y Jesús.
I am a Christian and have read those Bible passages, but I had not stopped to search them.
我是一个基督徒，读过这个圣经的经句，同时呢，我没有停止寻找这些东西。
Soy cristiano, he leído los pasajes bíblicos, pero no los he escudriñado.
What a blessing that God prepares men in whom He deposits beautiful talents.
所以说，神多么能够给这样的赐这个才华给一些人，他能够准备好这些人来做工。
Qué bendición que Dios prepare hombres a los cuales Él da talentos bellos.
May God help us greatly to know more of the mysteries of His blessed word.
愿神能够更多的赐福给我们，能够了解他道中的奥秘。
Que Dios nos ayuda a conocer más los misterios de su palabra bendita.
This teaching has been a great blessing to my life.
这种说教，你们这种说教对我的赐福很大。
Esta enseñanza ha sido una gran bendición en mi vida.
And that's Leo from El Salvador.
这是厄萨瓦多的叫 Leo 他这写的。
Dice Leo de El Salvador.
And Dr. Hymers responds, Dear Leo,
海博士这样回信说：“亲爱的 Leo，
Dr. Hymers responde, estimado Leo.
thank you very much for writing to me.
很感激你能够写信给我。
Muchas gracias por escribirme.
I am glad the sermon on Joseph and Jesus blessed you.
我很高兴有关耶稣和约瑟这个信息对你赐福很大。
Estoy feliz que el sermón sobre José y Jesús fue bendición a usted.
Write to me again.
请你继续给我来信。
Escríbame otra vez.
The sermons are not copyrighted, so you can use them in any way you wish without my permission.
我们讲的这道文文稿呢，没有任何的版权，你可随意使用，不需要争取我的同意。
Los sermones no tienen derecho de autor. Usted los puede usar en cualquier manera sin pedir mi permiso.
With love and respect, Dr. Hymers.
海博士充满了敬意，这样回信给他。
Con amor y respeto, Dr. Hymers.
Why don't you get our app on your cell phone?
希望你能够在你的手机上面得到我们的应用程序。
Porque tú no consigues nuestro app en tu teléfono celular.
You can then have our sermons anywhere you go, even when there is no internet connection.
这样呢，你可以去到一个甚至没有网站、没有任何其他的个信号地区，都可以宣讲我们的道。
Y puedes tener los sermones en todos los lugares, aún sin conexión al internet.
To get our app, go to our website at www.sermonsfortheworld.com.
您可以去到我们的网站上 sermonsfortheworld.com 上取得我们的应用程序。
Para conseguir el app, vaya a www.sermonsfortheworld.com.
Look for the green button that says app on it.
上面呢，我们网站上有一个绿色的按钮，有个 app 的字样。
Mire el botón verde que dice app.
Click on that button, do what it says, and God bless you as you do it.
请你点击这个绿色按钮，下载这个应用程序，愿神来赐福你这样做。
Oprime el botón, haz lo que dice y Dios te bendiga cuando lo hagas.
Now our preacher this evening is Dr. R.L. Hymers Jr.
今晚为我们宣道的是海罗伯博士。
Nuestro predicador esta noche es Dr. R.L. Hymers Jr.
Dr. Hymers has 3 earned doctor's degrees and is the founding pastor of our church.
海博士有3个正德的博士学位，是我们这间教会的奠基牧师。
Dr. Hymers tiene 3 doctorados ganados. Él es el pastor fundador de nuestra iglesia.
He has been in the ministry for 61 years.
他在传道事工中已经度过了61个春秋。
Él tiene 61 años en el ministerio.
And in those 61 years, God has used him mightily to draw souls to Jesus Christ and to fight for Jesus' cause.
在这61年之内呢，他已经带来了很多的人信靠了主耶稣基督，为耶稣的事业争斗。
En los 61 años, Dios lo ha usado poderosamente para traer muchas almas a Jesús y luchar para la causa de Jesús.
Amen.
Dr. Hymers is not ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
海博士从来没有为福音而感觉到羞耻。
Dr. Hymers no está avergonzado del evangelio de Jesús.
Please join me in welcoming him as he comes to speak for us.
请你们帮助我一同来欢迎海博士来给我们讲道。
Dale el bienvenido cuando él viene a hablarnos.
Last stanza. Notice that everybody that left our church sang that last stanza. Every single one of them.
每个人都会。
I'd be ashamed if I was them, but
Todos los que dejaron nuestra iglesia cantaron el último estrofe. Yo estaría avergonzado si yo fuera ellos.
of course that's a minor thing compared to some of the other stuff they did. Don't sing the hymn if you don't mean it.
如果你们唱圣诗是根本不是由心唱的话，
It's a
就不要唱。
horrible thing.
No cante el himno si no lo crees.
Jesus said, "By your words shall you be judged."
耶稣说：“靠你自己
Every
说的
idle
话，
word that man shall speak will be brought out in the last judgment. That's an idle word to sing that last stanza and then leave the church a week later.
如果你要是唱了最后一
And
段
that will
歌
be，brought out at the last judgment as one of the reasons for, I mean, they have no argument. People have no argument with God. They go to hell and without arguing because they know in that last judgment, that's a big one.
在最后审判的时候，那些人根本是哑口无言。
Jesús dijo, de cada palabra ociosa serás juzgado en el último juicio. Los que cantan y después dejan la iglesia serán juzgados en el último juicio. No lo cantes si no lo crees.
Of course, I've come to the opinion that they don't even believe in God.
当然，我现在已经相信他们根本不相信神的存在。
Pero yo creo que ellos no creen en Dios.
Most of the people that leave the church don't really believe in God in any tangible way, in any realistic way.
大部分那些离开教会的一些人，根本从本质上来不信神的存在。
La mayoría de los que dejan la iglesia no creen en Dios en ninguna manera
Tangible
realística.
means you can get your hand on it, get a hold of it. So, you know, it's one thing to shout and pray and sing the hymns. It's another thing the way you live, see. And Tozer says, and I really wish you'd read Tozer. When we get to the place where our young people are reading Tozer for pleasure, I'll know that the church is okay.
我希望大家都能够抽时间在空余的时候，作为一个娱乐来读一句投射。这是陶舍博士他写的。
Si ustedes están leyendo Tosher por gusto, entonces la iglesia será el mejor lugar.
What do you read for pleasure, Leslie? TV Guide, huh? Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street, yeah, the Wall Street. The Wall Street Journal has some good stuff in it. On the what is the Wall Street Journal? Well, it's a great paper.
华尔街时报它是作为一个娱乐来读。
Peggy Noonan had a good editorial yesterday. I didn't read it today yet.
在华尔街时报上面有一个这个评论家 Peggy Noonan 写了一篇文章，很好。
Leslie lea el periódico de Wall Street de los negocios. Hay un buen editorial de Peggy Noonan.
Who is Peggy Noonan? She was President Reagan's speechwriter. That's all.
Peggy Noonan 是谁呢？就是为里
Mr.
根
Gorbachev, tear down this wall. That's all.
Peggy
就是里根总统的这个讲演稿的这些作家，很多的都是出于他的手笔就是戈巴契夫把这墙推倒，这是他写的。
Peggy Noonan escribió discursos por el presidente Reagan. Ella escribió Señor Gorbachev tumba esta pared.
I won't tell you the other side of it. She took a black pencil and went through that. He took a red pencil and wrote it back in above what she blocked out. That's true. That's a true story. She told it, so it has to be true. Yeah.
所以他自己写了说，他把这个画出来以后划掉了，
Ella lo cruzó
重新写。
con tinta negra, pero el presidente Reagan usó pluma con tinta roja y lo escribió otra vez.
She's a sharp lady.
非常聪慧，一个非常这个尖锐的一个女士，
Ella es mujer
And a
lista.
Reagan conservative.
里根的保守派。
Una conservadora de Reagan.
Now we've been talking about some things that nobody talks about.
我们最
Give
近
me a copy of Rosenthal's book, John. Where is it?
It's in the bookstore. Can be fished out.
Yeah, get me a copy of it. Fish it out. He'll be back in about 2 hours. Take a fish hook and try to see which one it is. What Dr. Kagan spoke about this morning and what I talked about last night and have been talking about and will talk about tonight are unpleasant things.
凯根博士今天早上讲了到，或者昨天晚上我谈及和涉及的一个题材，都是不令人愉快的东西。
Lo que Dr. Kagan predicó esta mañana, lo que yo enseñé ayer y el viernes son cosas no placenteras.
Isn't it obvious that America is falling apart, the Western world, the whole world is falling apart?
不是很清楚
Isn't
吗？
that obvious? Maybe it's not if you don't read the papers.
不是美国
If
西
you don't
方，
read Peggy Noonan, maybe it's not.
你要不读 Peggy Noonan 的话，不读着报纸的话，可能西方世界可能一切都很正常，但是你要知道的话，很明显他们正在风雨飘摇。
No es obvio, no es claro que América y el Occidente están cayendo.
Maybe it's not obvious. It is to me. Boy, I can't crack the paper open without thinking, wow, we're at the end of the world. You know what was on the front page of the Daily News today?
今天的 Daily News 这个头版头条是什么呢？
Es obvio para mí, cada vez que yo leo el periódico, es claro, estamos al fin del mundo en el periódico Daily News de hoy.
The study says 1 in 5 teenagers contemplate suicide.
就是研究报告这样讲，1/5的年轻人正在考虑自杀。
What is
Dice
contemplating?
un estudio, dice que 1 en cada 5 adolescentes están pensando
1
en
in
el
5
suicidio.
teenagers in America think seriously about suicide.
1/5的20岁以下年轻人在考虑自杀，
1 de cada 5 adolescentes en América piensa seriamente en el suicidio.
And 1 in 7 actually does commit suicide.
而1/7的年轻人确实会曾经做过自杀的事儿，
Y 1 en cada 7 se suicida.
That's nothing to smile about.
这不是好笑的。
No sonrisa para
That
eso.
is serious. 1 in 7 commits suicide. 1 in 5 seriously thinks about it.
1/7确实曾经做过自杀事，而且1/5认真的考虑过自杀。
Es serio, 1 en 7 comete suicidio y 1 en cada 5 piensa seriamente.
Something seriously, very seriously wrong with our culture.
证明我们这个文化中间有些特殊、完全邪恶的东西。
Algo muy malo con nuestra cultura.
But the preachers can't talk about it.
但牧师好像根本就不想呢，不愿意谈。
Pero los predicadores no lo pueden mencionar.
I would be willing to bet you $1,000.
我可以打赌1000。
Yo puedo apostar y riesgar $1,000.
that not one of our Baptist Bible Fellowship preachers, though they all knew about it, not one of them mentioned that figure.
没有，
That would be my guess in California, maybe in the whole country.
有可能整个国家至少在我们加州里没有这个 BBFI 这个宣道士谈到了这个数字。
Que ningún predicador bautista bíblica en California mencionó esos números, aunque todos sabían.
And the parents never know.
家长都不知道的，
Y los padres nunca saben.
Complete surprise to them because they don't know what's going through their kids' head.
完全对他们是吃惊的，他们不知道孩子们在想什么。
Están sorprendidos, no saben lo que está en la mente de su hijo.
People don't know their own children because they don't have time.
现在的人不了解这个孩子，因为他没有时间。
No conocen a sus hijos porque no tienen tiempo.
Terrible situation.
情形可怕。
Situación terrible.
I felt tears come to my eyes when I read that.
当我读到这篇文章的时候，感觉到泪水都要流下来了。
Vinieron lágrimas a mis oídos cuando yo leí
Of
eso.
course, the answer is the church.
当然，一切的答案就是教会，
Claro, la
But
iglesia.
not the church the way it is.
并不是现状的教会。
Pero no la iglesia tal como está.
Why do men and young people hate going to church? That's a good book. That's the title. Why do men hate going to church and others? That means all young people. That's why young people are all gone by the age of 25. They all leave the church. All of them.
为什么年轻人在25岁之前都离开了教会，尤其是男人，他们憎恶去教会呢？
¿Por qué los hombres y los jóvenes odian ir a la iglesia? Porque todos los jóvenes dejan la iglesia a 25 años o antes.
And you will too.
你也会的。
Y tú lo harás también.
Parents don't even know what's going through their kids' head.
家长根本不知道他们在想什么，
Los padres no
Don't
saben lo que
even
los
know.
hijos están pensando.
Don't even guess.
根本不要去猜测。
No tienen ninguna idea.
One would think we've lost every parent in the church has lost all their kids.
教会里面的全部的家长都丢失了自己的孩子，
Todos los padres en
Every
la
one of
iglesia
them
han
has lost
perdido
all
todos
their
sus
kids,
hijos.
and the next one doesn't even think about it.
而
Well, it's
下
not my problem. It will be.
而下一个家长根本不以为这是自己的孩子也会离开，根本就说我这不是我的事儿，不要思考。
Cada padre ha perdido sus hijos y el próximo no piensa en eso. No es mi problema, pero será.
Mr. Mencia, all I can see is the top of your head. You are seated so you don't have to look at me. Move over and make Mr. Mencia look at me. Move over, Kwong, and make Mr. Mencia look at me. He doesn't want to look at me because he's getting ready to leave the church. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about suicide, too, I know. His father doesn't know it, but I do. He's thinking about suicide, and he's thinking about leaving the church. His dad doesn't even know it. His mother certainly doesn't. She'll protect him from the pastor. Every parent in the church has lost their kids before the age of 27.
全部的教会里面的家长，他们就是孩子长到27岁之前，这孩子都丢失了，离开教会。
Todos los padres en la iglesia han perdido sus hijos antes de 27 años de edad.
Doesn't even worry them. The new parent says, "Oh, my kids will be fine."
新的家长根本没有担忧，说我的孩子不会这样。
Y los padres nuevos piensan, mis hijos estarán bien.
I didn't lose my two boys, but one of them's lost.
我虽
Not converted, but he's here.
没有丢失我的孩子，但是其中之一的还没有得救，但他仍然在坐在我们身旁。
Yo no perdí mis dos hijos, uno está perdido, pero él está aquí.
You got to know your kids a little bit, or you're going to lose. You will lose them. I mean, 1,000% chance. There's no chance that you're going to keep. No chance that you'll keep your kids. None. And it doesn't bother you. Is it that you don't believe in God?
是不是不相信神呢？你根本没有任何的机会，一点点的机会都没有，1%都没
I'm
有。
talking to the parents now. Is it that you don't believe in God? Is it that you don't believe the Bible? Is it you don't believe in hell? Is it that you don't believe in the new birth? You couldn't believe those things and be as complacent as you are regarding your children that are get just about ready to leave the church right now. And you don't even know it. You don't even care. You will fight the pastor who tries to help them stay. I can't believe it. Every parent has fought me. You don't know anything about it. You don't know anything about it. I know a lot about it because I've lived pastoring young people for 50 years.
我对你们的孩子了解比你还多，要知道我就是引导年轻人50多年了。
Padres, en verdad tú crees en Dios, en el diablo, en el infierno, en el nuevo nacimiento. Yo lo dudo. Cada padre ha peleado contra el pastor por 50 años.
And it makes a huge impression on me every time we lose a kid.
每次
I mean, I think about it until I cry.
每次我们的年轻人离开我们教会，我都会带来很深的这个印象在我身，有时候会落泪。
Hace gran impresión sobre mí cuando un joven se va.
You've got to be pulling some kind of a psychological trick or you would cry too.
肯定你有什么某种心理上的这个防御，不然的话你也会落泪。
Si no fuera por un truco psicológico, tú llorarías también.
Oh, well, Mrs. So-and-so didn't raise them right. I'm raising them right. Yeah, and your kids are lost too.
你说某某这个太太
Lost to the church, lost to God, lost to life itself. One of the 5 that's thinking about suicide. One of the 7 that does commit suicide. One of the 100% that leaves the church before the age of 25.
年轻人的情形太糟糕了，1/5认真考虑过自杀，1/7曾经做过说或者已经成功的自杀了，或者其他100%的年轻人都在25岁前离开教会。
Piensas los otros criaron sus hijos mal, pero yo no, pero así es. Tu hijo es uno en 5 que está pensando en suicidio o lo hará
Still talking to the parents.
o dejará la iglesia.
That's in America. You're watching this on video overseas. It's not so bad.
这是在美国的情形，在国外的可能没有这么糟糕。
Así es en América. Si estás mirando en el video de otro país, no está tan malo allí.
In China, they don't lose their kids.
在中国大陆，他们可能不会丢失自己的孩子，
That ought to make you think right there.
这本身就让你们值得思维。
En China ellos no pierden sus hijos. Eso debe de hacerte pensar.
Their kids die for Christ, while the kids here all leave, almost 100% leave, between the age of 16 and 25.
他们在中国大陆
Virtually, in the black churches, it is 120, 200%. Every one of them leaves. Every single kid leaves the black church. Why? It has no effect on them. Why? None. Why? Every single Hispanic kid leaves the church before the age of 25. Why?
每位黑人的孩子或者西语系的孩子，他们在25岁前都会离开教会，为什么呢？但中国大陆的年轻人，他们为基督献身。
Los hijos chinos no dejan la iglesia, pero en América, especialmente los blancos, todos ellos, los negros, los hispanos, todos ellos dejan la iglesia antes de 25 años.
What do you think the reason is, Susan? I bet you'll get it right. Stand up and say it. What's the reason? Say it. It can only be right or wrong. If it's wrong, I'll say it's wrong. I bet it's right if you say it. I bet you know the reason. What is the reason, Susan?
原因何在？
¿Cuál es la razón, Susan?
Don't be afraid. You can only be wrong, and if you're wrong, I'll say you're wrong. Don't be afraid.
The parish shelter them too much.
That's not right. What do you think it is, Rebecca? It's not that the parents shelter him too much. No. Go ahead. Rebecca. That's wrong. That's wrong, but it's you're onto it. It has something to do with the parents, yes.
I think the kids know their parents are fake.
Yeah, the parents are a big fake. Right. That's exactly right.
Rebecca Lee，
She's talking about Christian parents. They know that the parents are just acting.
他们知道自己的父母在那么装假演戏。
Dice Rebecca cuidadosamente, los hijos saben que sus padres están chuecos, no están verdaderos.
I've got you under my skin. You ever hear that song? How many have ever heard that song?
有谁听过这首歌
Cole Porter
？Paul Porter 唱，
was written to his boyfriend.
他写给自己的男朋友。
He died an absolutely horrible death.
非常可怕的那个悲惨的死亡方法。
Cole Porter escribió una canción a su novio, él murió una muerte horrible.
I was reading about him in David Jeremiah's book on the end times.
我读 David Jeremiah，
I didn't know anything about him.
谈到了他，
Lo leí de él en el libro de David Jeremiah sobre los últimos tiempos.
A lot of those big songs that they still sing, written by Cole Porter.
很多他们唱的这首歌曲，现在仍然在唱的是 Cole Porter 写的
Muchas canciones populares fueron escritas por Cole Porter,
Love songs
一些爱情歌曲，
canciones de amor,
written to his boyfriends.
写给他的男朋友的。
escritas a sus novios.
He died a horrible death at 61 years old.
结果他61岁的时候，可怕的死亡。
Murió en muerte horrible a los 61 años.
His last request, this is in the 60s, so it's not the modern era. His last request was to his close friend to go and destroy the pornographic photographs he had taken with his boyfriends.
结果呢，就他临死之前，就是要求他另一个朋友帮他毁掉一切那些跟男朋友他们同性恋的男朋友一同照的一些黄色的照片。
Su última petición fue para que su amigo destruya las fotos pornográficas que él había hecho con sus novios.
David Jeremiah is a well-known preacher in San Diego. He put this in his book on the last days. And I read it with some interest because I knew who Cole Porter was.
所以 David Jeremiah 是圣地亚哥的一个宣道士，他写了一本书的时候讲到了这件事，所以我也了解了 Cole Porter 这个唱诗的人。
David Jeremiah es predicador famoso en San Diego. Él lo puso en su libro. Yo lo leí con interés porque yo sé quién era Cole Porter.
He wrote the big songs that Frank Sinatra sang.
他写了知名的歌曲 ，Frank Sinatra 曾唱过。
Él escribió canciones que Frank Sinatra cantó.
That the old man still sings. He's 85 years old. He still sings. What's his name? Tony Martin. Still sings his songs. That's unusual. He's 87 years old and he still sings beautifully.
Tony Martin 现在
He
仍
looks
然
87, but he doesn't sound like it. He sounds like he's about 50.
他已
He
经
sings Cole Porter's songs.
Aún Tony Martin, cantante de 87 años, todavía canta las canciones belamente de Cole Porter.
I'll never hear Cole Porter's song again without being chilled to the bone. You see, he was raised on a farm by Christian parents.
他是一个基督教徒的父母，在一个农场中间带大的一个人 ，Cole Porter。
Las canciones de Cole Porter me hacen frío porque él fue criado en una finca por padres cristianos.
When they checked him into the hospital, they asked him his religion. He said none.
当他们进院
N-O-N-E. They asked him again, you mean Protestant? He said none. N-O-N-E.
问他的宗教信仰，他说没有。他说什么？
Cuando
没
fue
有。
al hospital le preguntaron su religión, él dijo nada. Ellos dijeron protestante, él respondió nada.
Somebody asked him why.
有人问他为什么，
Alguien le preguntó por qué.
He said, my mother was a complete phony.
说我的妈妈完全是装假
She
的，
never thought about God.
从来没就想神。
Él dijo mi madre era falsa.
She
Ella
only
no
went to
pensaba en
church to
Dios.
show off her new clothes and her new hats.
只是去教会彰显自己的衣服和帽子。
Solo fue a la iglesia para mostrar sus nuevos ropas y sombreros.
Rebecca got it.
所以有一个很正确。
Rebecca fue correcta.
Parents often not amuse me, they terrify me.
父母常常让我这恐惧。
Los padres me espantan, me hacen.
They can be smiling, talking. I'm praying for you. As soon as the door closes to their house, they start in, cussing and blabbing and horrible. They're making their kids have the same non-faith as Cole Porter.
他们就是表面上的教会里面的就是冠冕堂皇的，但一到回家以后一关门，马上在那大吵大闹等等，让孩子们看到自己的丑陋一面。
Pueden charlar y sonreír, pero en la casa están gritando y maldiciendo. Ellos dan a los hijos a tener falta de fe, tal como Cole Porter.
How old are you?
21.
Girl, 21 years old, she knows that her mother is a complete fake.
21岁
And
的
her
孩子
mother goes to church every Sunday morning and every Sunday night, doesn't she?
They don't have Sunday night anymore.
That's the first thing that goes. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. They're dying already. That quick. Hasn't been 7 months yet. I mean, I'm not glad to hear it, but that's very typical. The first thing that goes is Sunday night. Oh, why do we need to come back? And I'll bet your mother voted for that. If they said, how many think we should give up Sunday night? I bet her hand went up. Why take 2 doses of poison on Sunday? Isn't 1 enough?
他们现在已经
Her mother hates what is preached here. And Chan certainly has to preach what I say. He hasn't got enough background and study to make up his own sermons. He sneaks them in off the website. So she has to hear Dr. Hymers through Dr. Chan. That's even worse because he can't speak. That's even worse. If you heard it from Hymers, at least you'd listen.
结果
So they've already given up the evening service.
他
We drove in past the First Chinese Baptist Church, as we always do on Sunday night, my wife and I.
我们在开车来教会的时候，我们总是经过路上这个华人教会，我们就看到华府。
La muchacha de 21 años sabe que su madre es falsa. La iglesia de Chan ya dejaron su servicio en la noche y manejamos por la primera iglesia balchina como cada domingo en la noche.
There's not a single car.
没有一辆车停在停车场，
Ahí no
Yeah,
hay
you can
ningún
leave
carro.
that stuff on. So what? Leave it on. They need to hear it.
他们需要听到。
People need to hear it. Preachers need to hear that, what I'm talking about. They're afraid to talk about it in their own church, but I'm not. I can talk about anything here.
现在的宣道士很怕谈到自己的教会，但是我随便谈什么东西都可以。
Los predicadores deben de oír esto, aunque tienen miedo de hablar en su propia iglesia, pero yo no tengo miedo de hablar aquí.
The first thing that goes is a Sunday night preaching service. They might have something on, usually have something on Sunday night, divorce recovery group or something, but not a Sunday evening service. What in the world would they say?
教会他们这取消的第一样事情就是礼拜天晚上礼拜，根本就是没用，对他们来讲。
Usualmente la primera cosa que dejan es el servicio el domingo en la noche, tal vez tienen un grupo de recuperación del divorcio, pero no servicio, ¿qué dirían ellos?
Only another preacher knows the preacher's dilemma.
只有一个牧师才能知道另一位牧师他这个难处。
Solo otro predicador sabe el dilema
He's
del
got to say
predicador.
something every Sunday that's interesting to the same people.
他必须每个礼拜天讲同样的对同样一群人讲些有意思的东西。
Él tiene que decir algo cada domingo que es interesante a las mismas personas.
Now, Billy Graham talked to a different group every time in big stadiums. So he had 10 sermons. That's all he had. He didn't need to make any more up. He had his sermon on the second coming. I've got it almost memorized. I've heard it so many times. It's a good sermon.
葛培里呢，他只有每一次宣道都是不同的一个听众一群人，所以他只有10篇宣道，他讲到这未来的这个这预言中呢，我已经可以背诵下来。
Billy Graham siempre estaba viajando a diferentes estadios.
He's
Él
got
tiene
his-
solamente 10 sermones.
He's got his sermon on John 3:16. You can't put God in a test tube. I know exactly when he's going to say that.
所以他就讲到了
He's
希
got
腊
his
三
10
章，
sermons. He rotates them because it's a different audience.
他有不同的听众，所以他只有10篇道文，不断的轮流讲。
Él tiene un sermón sobre la venida de Jesús y un sobre Juan 3:16 y él los predica a diferentes audiencias.
But the pastor's dilemma is he's talking to the same people every Sunday.
但一位牧师宣道士，他的难处就是同样一群人，天天每个礼拜都要听他讲道。
El pastor está hablando a las mismas personas cada domingo.
And he has to say something that will hold their attention.
必须要讲些东西能抓住人的注意力。
Él tiene que decir algo para mantener su atención.
Note, Pastor, every eye is on me right now. Everybody's listening.
记住，
Why? Because I'm saying something they didn't know. I'm talking about the preacher's dilemma. Why did you sometime do that? It'll help them pray for you. They don't know how to pray for you. They don't know what you go through.
所以
The
牧师们，你
preacher's
看，
dilemma is he's got to say something new, and it can't just be something crazy. It has to be something that helps the people every single Sunday, 52 times out of a year.
牧师必须要每个礼拜天，每一年50几次、52次说，要对这个同样一群人，就一个礼拜2次讲些新鲜的东西。
La gente está mirando y escuchando a mí porque yo les digo algo nuevo, pero el problema del predicador tiene que decir algo nuevo a las mismas personas cada domingo. De
But
cada
wait a
año.
minute. Yeah, come on, Doc. Give it out.
El predicador tiene que decir algo a las mismas personas 52 semanas al año.
But wait a minute. That's only half the story.
但这只是故事一半。
Pero eso es solamente la mitad de la
The
historia.
preacher doesn't speak 52 times a year. He speaks 104 times a year, plus Wednesday nights.
牧师
52 more. What's that, Doc?
That's 156.
156. And if he speaks Thursday night, it's how much?
208.
208 different sermons a year. If he speaks in a funeral, he speaks usually in 15 or 20 sermons. How many is that?
That'd be 223 or 28.
Most preachers speak over 200 times to the same exact group of people.
所以大部分牧师每
They've
一
got to
年
say something spiritual. They've got to say something interesting. They've got to say something that holds the people's attention.
必须要讲些属灵命的东西，而且很有趣的，能够抓住人注意力。200多次，一年有200多次对着同一
You
群
ever
人
think of
讲。
that, Curtis?
Con domingo de noche y también el miércoles o el jueves por la noche y cosas, ocasiones especiales, el predicador habla 200 veces al año diciendo algo interesante y espiritual a la misma gente.
So I'm not surprised that Dr. Chan gave up the Sunday evening service after, how long has he been there? 6 months?
Say 8, 10.
He's been there 8 months, and he's already given up the Sunday evening service. Why? He copies something from me in the morning, but he can't quite bring himself to do that in the evening. So what is he going to say? And some lady in his church, possibly your mother, raised her hand and said, "You don't need to come twice on Sunday." He said, "You're right." That was the end of the evening service. That's what happened at First Chinese. Now, when Dr. Lin was there, they could never have given up the Sunday evening service. But he's dead. And Mrs. Irene Lee, the dragon lady, said, leave it on the tape. I want her to hear this. In one of the meetings, because she's the head deacon, a woman. Can you imagine that? And the head deacon, the woman, the dragon lady, in some meeting somewhere said, "You don't need an evening service. The women need to get their children home and tucked in bed." And so the evening service will never come back to the First Chinese Baptist Church.
正是因为这个，他们那些心中被盗那些人，尤其是陈医生，我要告诉你们，他早上是给拷贝，我们是讲以前学到的东西，但晚上讲些什么，永远学不到。他们应该讲些什么？一年要200多次谈到这个东西。
Dr. Chen copia de mí el domingo en la mañana, no puede decir nada, no tiene nada que decir en la noche. Y una mujer, tal vez la madre de Rebecca, dijo, no tendremos servicio el domingo en la noche y lo han cerrado, tal como la primera iglesia bautista china, donde la mujer Irene Lee dice, cerremos eso.
See, how would you know these things if I didn't talk about them?
如果我不谈的话，您怎么知道这些事儿呢？
¿Cómo sabrías esas cosas si yo no digo?
How would you know if I didn't talk about it? And preachers don't talk about it. This is something they keep quiet.
宣道士
Their
从来
fear of the people, especially the women in their church.
他们从来不提，尤其是对教会里面女士的他们的恐惧，所以他根本不去提，所以不谈这点。
¿Cómo sabrían si no lo menciono yo? Pero los predicadores tienen miedo de decir eso en su iglesia, miedo de las mujeres.
Now, you say there you go on the women again. Well, but the problem is that the preachers don't know how to keep their women's mouth shut when they get home and the doors are closed.
问题
How do
就
you do it? They're not converted people.
在教会里面，这些女士根本就没有得到转变的一群人，回到家里面门一关，他们在里面大吵大闹。
Los predicadores no saben cómo cerrar las bocas de las mujeres en el hogar porque no son convertidas.
Somebody said, "How come your son married a Korean girl?" I know why.
有些人说，为什么你儿
I
子
know
娶
why.
了
He knows the secret. Korean girls keep their mouth shut.
但我知道，朝鲜的女孩子，她们不会在那么嘴巴里面没
If that's the
没完没了。
reason, lift your hand, son. That's the reason he lifted his hand.
Dice alguien, ¿por qué su hijo se casó con mujer coreana? Porque las mujeres coreanas cierran sus bocas.
They're taught to keep their mouth shut at home.
朝鲜家庭让他们女人在家里面要闭嘴，
Se les enseña de cerrar la boca en el hogar.
Whereas American women are taught to keep their mouth open at home.
但
Worse, it gets worse every year. The feminist
Well-
movement is right straight out of hell.
还有西方那些女士们，尤其是女人，女权运动，她们完全是地狱中间的势力来启动的。
Se les enseña a las americanas de abrir su boca en el hogar. El movimiento feminista viene del infierno.
Are you preaching to your wife, Dr. Hymers? Not too much. She's very good.
你有没有对自
That's
己？
why my boys are still here. She's better than any other wife in the church, I think.
这是为什么我的两个儿子还在教会里面？因为我的妻子在家里面从来没有在里
She'll
面。
say I'm not good enough. Well, that's why she's good, because she doesn't think she's good enough.
她自己没有自以为是。
No estoy predicando a mi esposa en gran manera porque ella es muy buena y por esa razón sus hijos todavía están aquí.
And I've been quite surprised in the last couple of years to find out that most of the mothers will fight. They'll fight to keep their kids unconverted and uncommitted. They will fight to keep their kid uncommitted to the church. I don't get it. It's got to be the spirit from hell. It's got to be a demon.
过去这么几年，我发现
Several women that you think are good people fought desperately to keep their kids from being too committed to the church.
她们的女士，你认为很不错的女士，她们
And they know who they are. They're here tonight.
今天晚上在座的有些女士，在这么争斗的中间，阻止这个牧师引导这个孩子们对教会信心。
He visto que varias mujeres en la iglesia lucharán y pelearán para mantener a sus hijos inconversos y no cometidos a la iglesia.
Who wrote Why Men Hate Going to Church, Doc?
David Murrow.
David Murrow. Yeah, I got to keep him with me because he remembers everything that I forget. I forget the details and remember the main point.
David Moore 写了这本书，为什么男人憎恶去教会？
Every woman here should read that book. Every woman any woman that wants to keep her kid, which probably there's one. There might be one. Maybe there isn't. They've all lost their kids. It hasn't seemed to bother them too much.
一切在座的女士，如果真想保留住自己的孩子的话，都要读一读 David Moore 写这本书。为什么男人憎恶去教会？
Cada madre que quiere mantener a sus hijos debe de leer el libro por David Murrow porque los hombres odian ir a la iglesia, pero tal vez ninguna de ellas cuida.
See, you've got to talk about the tough things.
必须要谈一些艰难的题材。
Pues es necesario hablar de las cosas duras.
You've got to talk about the things that everybody's afraid to talk about, or you're not going to keep your boys, and you're not going to keep the young girls either.
你必须要谈
They
一些
want to be challenged, and if you don't talk about how tough it's going to be a Christian, they are going to leave.
尤其是男生，他们如果是没有真正受到挑战的话，没有受到挑衅，他们一定会离开教会。
Tus hijos y tus hijas necesitan estar desafiados de cómo duro será ser cristianos, sino sin desafío van a dejar la iglesia.
David Murrow has a one point he's trying to writes a whole book about one point.
他写了整整一本书，谈到一点。
David Murrow escribió un libro sobre un punto.
Read the first chapter, you've got the idea.
读了第一章，你会知道这个概念。
Lee el primer capítulo y tendrás la idea.
Boys want to fight. They want to win. They want to be challenged.
男
They
生
want to be told it's hard. You might not be able to do it.
希望能够就是
Then
胜
they'll
过
listen.
他们可
And
能要
young
胜
women are attracted to that as well.
Los muchachos quieren pelear y ganar y recibir. Oh, es duro, tal vez no lo van a hacer. Y aún las muchachas están atraídas a eso también.
When I was in high school, they had Youth for Christ.
我读高中
Of
时候，
course, they had a Youth for Christ group.
他们有着为基督的年轻的组织。
Cuando yo fui a la secundaria, había un grupo que se llama Jóvenes para Cristo.
That was supposed to be the answer.
应该是一切的答案了，对吗？
Se decía que eso era la respuesta.
It was not.
根本不是。
Why?
No lo era.
为什么呢？不是答案，
They picked the wrong guy to run it.
他们找错了人来引导。
Escogieron el hombre equivocado para ser líder.
Oh, he was a nice old man. I liked him very much.
很和蔼的老头子，
Era anciano amigable.
His name was Dr. Dirks. I
Dirks.
liked him very much. But he was a wrong man to lead that group.
我喜欢这个老头子，但他错了。这个
Su nombre era Dr. Dorks. Él me gustó, pero era el hombre equivocado para guiar ese grupo.
You nice young people, I'm so glad you came today. God,
Yeah.
every boy that visited ran for the huts, for the woodwork, for the woods. Get out and smoke a cigarette, do anything, get away from Dr. Dirks. He's like an old grandmother.
一说话的时候，好像老太太
I
说话。
liked him because he was a Christian.
Oh,
And a pretty good one.
Ay, jóvenes,
But he
estoy
sure
feliz
didn't know how
que
to talk to
vinieron.
young people.
Pero él hablaba
Anybody would have been better than him.
él habló como abuelita y entonces los muchachos se fueron.
An atheist would have run that group better than him because at least he would have made people mad. Dirks didn't make anybody mad at all. You just give in to him right away. Nice old man. Everybody fled except about 4 pimple-faced girls that couldn't get a boyfriend, and me, who went out of duty, and one other guy that went out of duty because his mother told him to.
其
I
他的
hated to go to that. Youth for Christ. What a name.
全部人都逃走了，跑到就剩下那么几个，那么呢女孩
Insipid,
子
weak, phony.
Tan débil y bondadoso, solamente 4 muchachos se quedaron que no podían tener un novio, y yo de deber y otro muchacho de deber.
I wanted to hear about the Antichrist.
我想听到有关敌基督
I
的事，
wanted to hear about holy war.
我想听到圣战事，
Yo quise oír del Anticristo y la
I
Guerra
wanted
Santa.
to hear you have to suffer
我想听到你要受苦，
Yo quise oír tienes que sufrir,
because I was suffering.
因为确实我在受苦，
porque yo estaba sufriendo.
And I did have to overcome it,
而我必须要征服它，
Yo sí tuve que vencer.
living with somebody else's parents.
给别的人的父母家庭的
Everybody
方
in the
言，
house an alcoholic. Talk about that. And you'll get
Tan-
some boys to come.
谈谈家里面酗酒的一些
I
人，
wasn't
把
the
那
only
个
one.
Viviendo con los padres de otros alcohólicos, habla de eso y tal vez muchachos vendrán.
But the preachers today have got lace underwear.
但现在的那些宣道士，他们穿都是女人的底裤。
Pero los predicadores de hoy usan calzones de mujer.
Now, I'm going to give you what A.W. Tozer said.
我讲讲陶树博士讲的，
Voy a dar lo que dijo A.W. Tozer.
Read Tozer. Coming on the book.
读一读陶
The
树。
best of A.W. Tozer. I don't know who picked it. Warren Wiersbe. You can't go wrong with Tozer, though. Warren Wiersbe was a real, lace underwear guy, I think. And but you can't. I'm sure he picked the easiest and sweetest essays he could find. But you can't get away from the truth with Tozer because he talks about the truth.
陶树博士讲的都是实话真理。
Lee este libro, lo mejor de A.W. Tozer.
Now, he wrote little essays, about three pages. Why?
陶树写都是这个小短文3页。
Escribió artículos pequeños de como 3 páginas. ¿Por qué?
If you get to reading Tozer, you will read it every day. My wife is reading him every morning now.
现在我妻子每天早上读，如果开始读惯了的话，天天想读。
Si empiezas a
The book
leer
is
Tozer,
called-
lo leerás cada día como mi esposa.
The book is called Mornings with Tozer.
这本书就是早上跟陶树度过。
El libro se llama Mañanas con Tozer.
I also gave her the book Evenings with Tozer. These little essays.
都是些小短文。
También le di el libro Noches con
Where
Tozer.
did he put them? In the Alliance Witness. It's a Christian Missionary Alliance, a small denomination. Now it's losing its school because Tozer isn't here to wake them up. It's losing right now. I just read about it in World Magazine. They're losing their seminary, and they're going to have to go with the Baptists, which is a great shame because the Christian Missionary Alliance was better than any Baptist at one time.
当时陶树所属于的就是那个基督教那个传道一个基金会，他们很不错的一个组织，现在要加入浸信派了。
Lo puso en la revista de la Alianza Cristiana y ahora están cerrando su seminario pero eran mejores que los bautistas.
People said The Alliance Witness is the only religious magazine that people buy to read the editorials by the editor.
他们有人
They did. They'd buy it just to read Tozer and then throw it away.
他们就是买那个杂志，就是要读一读陶树他写的这个社会就是社评。
Personas compraron la revista de la Alianza solamente para leer los editoriales por el editor Tozer. Los leyeron y lo echaron.
Of
La
course.
revista.
当然了，他
I'm
们就
getting
是
around to this. Don't worry.
其他东西都是没有趣，就是这个社论最有趣。
Claro que sí.
Of course they read Tozer.
他们读投射。
Claro que leen Tozer.
Young people that never knew who Tozer was read Tozer.
年轻人他根本不知道、不了解桃树，都会读桃树的东西。
Jóvenes sin saber quién era Tozer, leen Tozer.
My wife was driving along with several young people in the car, and somebody had a tape of Tozer preaching. We have them in the bookstore, and she put it on. And he's talking away and talking away. And one of the boys in the back seat, an unsaved boy, leaned forward, said, "Who is that?" She said, my wife said, "It's Dr. Tozer." He said, "Wow." You know who that was? Andrew Matsusaka. Never did get saved, but he knew the voice of truth when he heard it. Tozer always meant what he said.
有一次，我妻子车里面放桃树讲道，结果有个还没有得救的男孩子突然间能抓住他的注意力，这就是桃树讲话的一个魅力。
Mi esposa estaba manejando con una cinta en el carro de A.W. Tozer y una muchacha atrás. Andrew Masasaka dijo, ¿quién era? Es Tozer.
Now you have to be a pretty darned good speaker to keep Andrew Matsusaka awake and keep him listening. He left the church, of course. But he did. Why? Here was a man that was telling you what he thought, what he believed, not afraid.
这么一个人，
And he always preached that way. And he always preached to young people.
他总是这样的向年轻人说话，总是讲实话，而且确实抓住他们注意力，连 Andrew Matsusaka 都没有例外。
Tozer tuvo la atención de Andrew Masasaka porque él dijo lo que él pensó sin miedo.
Kind of an ugly little man. Nothing to write home about. He didn't use any of the stuff that preachers use to keep people's attention. He just told them what he thought. And he thought a lot of things because he spent a lot of time in prayer. Now, Tozer's church was about 1/3 young college people, always, in Chicago and then in Toronto, Canada, before he died. They rushed. They sent him to Toronto, Canada, to pastor a college church because they knew the college kids would come out in droves to hear him. And they did. An evening service, my goodness, he had to have 2 evening services. Here's what he said.
所以
I'm
桃
going to
树
read you one paragraph.
就有一段话，我来读给大家听。他总是吸引年轻人的注意力。
Los jóvenes de universidad salieron y manejaron para oír a Tozer. En Canadá tuvo que tener 2 servicios a la noche para que los estudiantes vinieron.
Now, if you start reading Tozer, you're going to have a thesaurus and a dictionary because he uses some big words.
你要读桃树的话，必须带字典。
Remember, he's not trying to entertain you. He's trying to tell you the truth.
他不是为了让你
You
得
might
到娱乐
sometimes。need the big words to do it. There's no big words in this paragraph, though.
这段话我要读，没有什么很难读的字。
Para leer Tozer necesitas un diccionario y tesoro, pero en este párrafo no.
Yeah, there is. Enjoins. Nobody knows what that is. The love the Bible enjoins, or the love the Bible tells us about, is not the love of feelings. This is powerful. This is, needed today. Listen, young people need this today.
你们要仔细。
Religion is not feeling but willing. That's the name of the essay.
他这个短文叫做“宗教并非的感受”。
No wonder college students want to hear.
And normally
Here's an old man telling us, your feelings don't matter.
一个老头子告诉我们，你的感受无所谓。
El nombre del artículo es Religión es querer y no sentir. La religión no está en los sentimientos.
The love the Bible talks about is not a feeling. It is a love of willing.
真正爱圣经，并不是你的感受，而是愿意。
El amor en la Biblia no es algo de sentir, es algo de querer.
Quote, the willed tendency of the heart.
也就是用心里边真心的自己的决定来喜爱。
La tendencia querida, escogida del
Doesn't tell you where the
corazón.
quote comes from. It's from Jonathan Edwards, of course.
当时约拿丹
The
就
willed tendency of the heart. I have decided to love these people.
所以他就是一个真正的决定来爱这些人。
El citó a Jonathan Edwards, es tendencia escogida, yo he escogido amar a estas personas.
For this happy phrase, I am indebted to another, a master of the inner life. He doesn't tell you who it is. I know who it is.
为这
Jonathan Edwards.
为这句话，我非常感激他，就说我就是能够爱这些人，这是爱德华讲的一句话。
Él dijo, yo debo esas palabras de un maestro de la vida interior, pero no dijo el nombre de Jonathan Edwards.
God never intended that such a being as man should be the plaything of his feelings.
神从来没有设计像这么一个复杂的一个人来把他的感情做来玩弄。
Dios no intentó que el hombre debe de ser el juguete de sus sentimientos.
Then he goes on to talk about that.
然后他继续，
I've quoted this many times, but you didn't pay attention to it because I didn't come into it with telling you about it.
我引用了很多次了。
He hablado de esto muchas veces, pero no escucharon.
Feelings don't count. It's the willed tendency of the heart. I will be in church whether I feel like it or not. I will pray whether I feel like it or not.
感情，
I will
Emociones no son
win a soul
importantes.
whether I feel like it or not. I will trust Christ whether I feel like it or not. Go ahead.
所以真正感受自己的感情
The
根本
last
不
one's
重要，
most important.
最主要就是我愿意我自己的决定是这样的一个倾向，去读圣经、祷告、去得人，我信耶稣基督最重要。
Es la acción intentada escogida. Yo sí leeré, yo sí testificaré, aunque me guste o no. Yo sí confiaré en Jesús.
He has another essay called Feelings Don't Count.
另一个短文就是感受无所谓。
Tiene otro artículo, sentimientos no importan.
It is the kind of stuff that young people have got to hear. Nobody's talking about it.
年轻人
Nobody.
年轻人必须要听这些东西，没有人去谈这
Preacher,
东西。
take note. You ought to talk about that.
你们
That's why we lose our kids. They go by their feelings.
年轻人都是靠感情用事，所以你必须要谈这点。
Los jóvenes deben de oír eso, pero no es mencionado. Predicador debe de hablar sobre esto. Los jóvenes siguen sus sentimientos y se van.
Yeah. Somebody, you thought, that's a really strong guy. Bang, he's gone. Why? Goes by his feelings.
有些人讲这个人好像是非常粗头大块、很强壮的一个人，他突然间一下就消失了。
Tal y tal es fuerte, pero después se va siguiendo a sus sentimientos.
Of course, that's why John Samuel Kagan left. He went by his feelings like a little girl with a fluttering eyelash. And everybody thought he was a big, strong guy. No. Like a little girl. He went by his feelings, and that's why he's not here.
人人都以
And
为
that's why he will never be a great preacher.
约翰·萨缪尔·凯根，他总好像很坚强、很强壮的一个人，但是他像个女孩子一样，这么眨眨眼睛就不见
If
了。
he becomes a preacher at all.
Por eso John Samuel Kagan se fue, pareció fuerte, pero como muchachita, él siguió sus sentimientos y él no será gran predicador si es predicador en alguna manera.
Now you have to understand, he was my friend,
你要记住，他是我的朋友，
Entiende, él era mi amigo.
and I was very upset in losing him.
因为丢失了他，我非常心疼。
Yo fui muy molestado al perderlo.
But you have to lose a guy that goes by his feelings.
但你要必须失去那些感情用事的人。
Tienes que perder a un muchacho que sigue sus sentimientos.
You have to lose every young man that goes by his emotions.
必须要丢失一切那个靠感情用事的年轻人。
Tiene que perder cada joven que sigue sus emociones.
Now, that takes us to the pre-wrath rapture of the church. Believe it or not, it does. It really does.
但我们来到这本书了，就是在这愤怒降临之前，这个教会的被提升天。
Esto nos lleva al rapto de la iglesia antes de la ira de Dios.
Preacher, get this book and teach it to your people.
宣导师们，把这本书交给你们这个手下的人。
Predicador, cómprate el libro y enséñalo a tu gente.
Why? Because it's the truth.
为什么呢？这是实话。
¿Por qué? Porque es la verdad.
The Pre-Wrath Rapture of the Church by Marvin Rosenthal. Rosenthal is spelled exactly like it sounds. Rosenthal, Rosenthal.
这本书的作者是马文·罗森索尔，他写了这本书，也就是在愤怒来降临之前教会的背题。
El rapto de la iglesia antes de la ira por Marvin Rosenthal.
Well, doesn't he teach something funny about the end of the end time prophecy? Yeah, he teaches the truth when everybody else is teaching a lie.
是这个人他讲的
So
是
yeah, it's something funny.
他讲的好像很可
Something
笑，
Tim LaHaye would never teach, the truth.
就是 Tim LaHaye 从来不会讲的，就是实话。
¿Enseña algo raro de los tiempos del fin? No, él enseña la verdad. Y muchos enseñan mentiras como Tim LaHaye.
Tim LaHaye made millions of dollars in royalties for his Left Behind books that are a lie.
提姆·拉黑呢写了一系列的书，就是被提升天，是被留在人间，结果他挣了很多的钱，但是个谎言。
Tim LaHaye ganaba millones de dólares por sus libros dejados atrás, los cuales son mentira.
Its teaching is popular because it's sweet, sweet, honey,
他讲的东
honey
西
sweet.
很讨人喜欢
You。won't have to suffer. You'll be raptured first, and the bad people will be left behind.
So
More likely that the bad people will be raptured and the good people will be left behind. More likely.
拉黑的说教就讲到你不需要受苦，在你们受苦来临之前，你已经被提升天了。
Su enseñanza fue popular, dulce como miel, porque enseñó, tú serás arrebatado y los otros atrás, pero no es así.
But that would be too odd even for Rosenthal. He doesn't teach that.
但
What he does teach is that you're going to have to go through the tribulation, most of it,
罗森索
almost all of it.
告诫大家说，你必
And he's right. I knew it before I read the book.
他很正确。
Pero Rosenthal enseña la verdad, tú tienes que sufrir la mayoría de la tribulación, él está correcto.
See, Tim LaHaye made millions of dollars teaching the same thing. You're going to be raptured before there's any trouble.
所以
Just go ahead. You'll be taken out. The great snatch before the trouble begins on earth. Not so, says Rosenthal. You're going to have to go through the trouble.
天马黑讲到人间的受到神的惩罚之前，你以后被提升天。但是呢，这个罗森索尔告诉大家，你不要经历这个大患难。
Tim LaHaye enseñó que serás arrebatado sin pasar por problemas, pero Rosenthal dijo la verdad, tendrás que sufrir muchos problemas.
You're going to be in trouble. You're going to get put in prison.
你会有麻烦，你会投入监
Some
狱。
of you are going to be killed, and many of you are going to be tortured
很多人受折磨，有些人
before the rapture.
被提升天之前。
Serás en problemas, muchos serán imprisionados, muchos matados, muchos torturados antes del rapto.
But we don't want to hear that.
他不想听这东西。
Pues no queremos
Doesn't
oír
matter
eso.
whether you want to hear it. That's what's going to happen.
我告诉
I
你，
knew it before I read this book. I thought, the Schofield Bible says we're all going to be raptured. And that's why the church is not mentioned after Revelation chapter 3. I thought, garbage. The church is mentioned on nearly every page of Revelation. What is the church? The problem is that Schofield didn't know what the church was. The church is the people.
斯可福圣他这个以为呢就是好像是
How does this
教会
go？
在启示录第3章之后就没
This
有
is the church. Here's the steeple. Look inside. There are the people.
Scofield enseñó,
Kids used to play that.
todos serán raptados antes de la tribulación, pero no es así. Él dijo, la palabra iglesia no se menciona después de Apocalipsis 3, pero la iglesia está en casi cada página del libro de Apocalipsis, porque la iglesia es el pueblo, la gente.
The church is the people. I don't know what Schofield thought. I think he thought of the church as something nebulous, something weird, something unexplained. A church is people.
我不知道为什么
And the people are going to be here throughout the tribulation, right toward until almost the very end. Rosenthal's got it right, I think. The pre-wrath rapture. The church will not be raptured. The Christians, the people, will not be raptured until right before the end when the bowl judgments are poured out. Now, they don't want to hear that because it means a lot of them are going to have their heads cut off.
很多人不想听，就是因为他们在这个大患难期间的时候，很多人要
Now
掉脑
Barnaby's
袋。
listening. See, he's a guy. He wants to be afraid of having his head cut off, and he may. Hi, guy. Your mother doesn't like that, huh? She doesn't want your head cut off. Her head will get it cut off first, so you don't have to worry. Yeah. Your dad, too. They're good Christians. They'll get their heads cut off.
一切优秀的基督徒在大患难期间，他们都会丢失生命。
No sé cómo Scofield entendió la iglesia, pero la iglesia es los cristianos y tendremos que pasar, Rosenthal está correcto, tendremos que pasar por la tribulación casi hasta el fin, seremos arrebatados antes de la ira de Dios y muchos serán decapitados.
Why, nobody cuts heads off except the Muslims.
除了穆斯林教，他没有人砍脑袋啊。
Pues solamente los musulmanes cortan las cabezas.
Right again, Burnaby. The Muslims are coming.
Barnaby 很正确，以后穆斯林会来到美国。
Correcto, los musulmanes vienen.
And some of Reverend Rosenthal's cohorts have written a book that the Antichrist is a Muslim.
有
That'll
很
keep you awake at night, won't it?
有些人写过这本书，说敌基督就是个穆斯林教徒。
Unos que están cercanos a Rosenthal escribió libros diciendo que el anticristo es musulmán.
A Shiite Muslim.
一个西爱的一个穆斯林，
Un musulmán chiita,
The Mahdi.
他妈的是的。
su Mahdi.
And the Muslims will say, "Why, that's our Redeemer."
穆斯林说这是我们的
The
救赎主。
Mahdi. The Mahdi is in the Quran is the Messiah, the deliverer.
在可兰经里边，马底就是一个救赎
The
主。
best portrayal I ever saw of the Mahdi was in Young Winston, the movie Young Winston. I'll show it here sometime.
El Mahdi en
Sir
el-
Lawrence Olivier in blackface played the Mahdi and made you believe that he was black. Sir Lawrence Olivier, as white as they can be, beautiful. God, he scared me the first time I saw it. He was a real actor. He must be demonized because he became the Mahdi. Those red eyes looking out. He killed Chinese Gordon, you know. General Gordon, the British, killed him. Stuck his head on a pike. So when they went back in, he was dead. He was entombed. The British took him out of his tomb and cut his head off and put the skull on a pike in front of Buckingham Palace. That's when the English had some guts. Late 19th century.
19世纪晚期的时候，他们
I'll
这
show
个故
that.
事发
I should
生，
show that movie, Young West. It's about Churchill when he was 20 years old.
就是一个
Would you?
电影。
How many have seen it? Have I showed it here?
El Mahdi en el Corán es el Mesías de los
Should I show it
musulmanes.
again,
Van a creer
Lester?
en él como el Redentor.
Good. I'll show it again sometime. Churchill was an amazing man. He lived from Queen Victoria, and the great British armies marching to the bagpipes until Little England, 1964 when he died.
丘吉尔生活的是
Spanned the whole thing.
从19世纪结束的时候，维多利亚时代一直到最后1960几年的时候去世。
Fue mostrado en un libro, en una película sobre el Winston Churchill cuando era joven. Su vida fue desde la reina Victoria hasta el fin del Imperio Británico.
John Kagan told me, "You like him because he's English." I said, "Good God, man, read something about him. I'd like him if he was a black man in the Fiji Islands." Anybody that lived like Churchill is worth studying.
任何人生活像丘吉尔那样，他都是值得你研究的。如果他是个黑人，我也会有兴趣。
John Kagan dijo, Churchill te gusta porque era inglés, pero no, aunque era moreno o cualquiera, él me gustó.
The last hero.
最后的一个英雄。
El último héroe.
Now, don't get talking about Churchill. You won't get back to the subject. This is a scary book.
这本书令人恐惧。
Este libro te atemoriza.
Boys, if you like to get scared, buy this book and read it.
如果你要喜欢
You have
恐
to
惧，
be able to think to realize how scary it is.
必须要能思考，才能知道多么恐怖。
Jóvenes, cómprate este libro.
The strange thing is that it's not strange, but it might seem strange. The strange thing is that this scary book that looks at the last days, as is given in the Bible,
但有
will
趣的
scare
是，
the little old ladies. Dr. Dirks wouldn't let anybody read it.
Este libro que da los últimos días, como la Biblia dice, él atemoriza a las ancianas.
谈到末世中间
When I
恐
first read it about 4 years ago, I thought nobody's going to go with that book.
就当时4年前我读到这本书，说没有人会买，我认为，
Cuando yo lo leí hace 4 años, yo pensé, nadie va a seguir a este
But
libro.
I was wrong.
但我错了。
Pero estuve equivocado.
Practically everybody's going for the book.
现在人人都在想有趣，
Muchos están siguiendo este libro.
The pre-tribulation rapture is fading into the background, and the pre-wrath rapture is becoming a well-known and well-received, even by John MacArthur, even by Dallas Theological Seminary, as possibly true, at least.
大患难之前的这个被提升天的事情，逐渐被人遗忘，而且这个愤怒之前降临前被提升天的事，已经逐渐被人接受，成为主流思维。
El rapto antes de la tribulación está disminuyéndose, pero el rapto antes de la ira de Dios está recibido como posible por John MacArthur y el Seminario Teológico de Dallas.
And you have to understand John MacArthur and Dallas Seminary are the premier people for pre-tribulation rapture. They have them speak there. Let's hear the fourth view. Pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib, pre-wrath. It's the fourth position. It's rapidly becoming number 3, and then it'll become number 2, and then at last it will be the only position because it'll be what happens.
这个被提升天什么时候发生？有几种看法，4种看法，逐渐的这个罗森索尔这本他的立场慢慢变成第2位，很快就会取代第1位。
Churchill said, "I like to write about prophecy after it happens."
MacArthur y el Seminario de Dallas invita a Rosenthal a hablar, aunque ellos
He always tells you
en el
what he
rapto
thought
antes de
ahead
la
of
tribulación.
time, but he writes it afterwards, so that's safe.
所以丘吉尔讲了一句话，说我总喜欢讲预言，就是在预言发生之后，我喜欢讲。
Pero en el fin, el rapto antes de la ira será la única posición porque es la verdad. Churchill creó de la profecía después que fue cumplida.
You're not following your notes, Dr. Hymers. Well, if I follow my notes, you won't listen to me.
你没有按照这个讲稿来讲啊！我告诉你们，讲稿的时候你们就
I've
打
got
瞌睡。
beautiful notes. Do you want to look at them? I'll let you take them home and look at them. But I'm not going to talk about them here because you won't listen.
这个讲稿呢，你要是想看看，但是我按着讲的你不听。
No estoy hablando de mis notas porque no van a escuchar. Nos puedes llevar al hogar después.
You cock your eyebrow. Why? That's an artist's rendition of the Antichrist, beg your pardon, the false prophet.
这封面上面讲的是假先知的一个画家里面画出来。
En el cubierto de esa revista hay algo pintado del falso profeta por un artista.
That's Rosenthal's magazine.
罗森索尔的这个杂志，
Esta es la revista de
The
Rosenthal.
beast out of the earth.
地
My
上
God, every man's going to read that, right? And
出来
they
的
do.
野兽。
That's why it's becoming the number 4 position. It's moving toward number 3 position, because men say, "Oh my goodness!" I always thought that. He started writing the book. He was scared. They fired him. Rosenthal is a Jewish convert who backslid and quit and joined the Marines against his father's wishes,
罗森索尔
the
是一个
United
犹
States Marines. And he did everything Marines do.
结果他就参加
All they do is fight in Iwo Jima. No, they do other things on Friday and Saturday night. And he did all of those other things. And one night, when he was drunk, he read the book of Ecclesiastes, and it said, "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity." And he said, that's just about true. And he came back to Christ and had to start his own mission because they fired him. He was fired for writing this book. He had a good paying job. He's in his mid-50s. He lost it to write this book. That in itself is a great story. Somebody should write Rosenthal's story. His son, David Rosenthal, who works with him, should write that story. That is an interesting story. I would like to read it. Wouldn't you?
罗森索尔呢，他曾经就是一个犹太人，信了主耶稣，结果呢，后来心中被盗的时候，他就背叛自己父亲的意愿，跑去参加了海军陆战队，做了一切的坏事。但是突然间读到了一个这传道书里面，就是一切都是虚空，虚空，万事都虚空的时候，猛醒过来。
Rosenthal fue converso judío, pero se reincidió, se juntó con los marinos y cometió los pecados de ellos, pero leyó el libro de Eclesiastés, todo es vanidad, él regresó y estaba bien, y ahora él dejó su trabajo, él fue despedido por lo que él creyó, él escribió el libro.
I like him.
我喜欢罗森索尔。
Él me gusta.
Marvin Rosenthal is the executive director of Zion's Hope, a faith mission.
Marvin 马文
He's had to start his own mission because they fired him from the mission board of the other thing for writing this book.
就是因为写这本书，结果他被人辞
They
掉
were
了，
going to fire him, so he quit.
结果他就设立了自己的传道。
Marvin Rosenthal escribió ese libro y fue forzado a dejar el trabajo de otra misión. Él tuvo que fundar su propia misión a los judíos.
A much in demand speaker in biblical prophecy conferences throughout North America, Rosenthal's itinerary has taken to such Bible conferences as American Keswick, Sandy Cove, Word of Life, Moody Keswick, Muscota, and to such schools as Dallas Theological Seminary, the Master's Seminary, Moody Bible Institute, Philadelphia College of the Bible, and it's in demand. I don't know if we can get him here. I think I'll try. I'll try to get him to come here and speak on the pre-wrath rapture. But he's pretty much in demand as a speaker because Christians are beginning to think we might not be raptured. By the way, Tim LaHaye was a false prophet. How do we know that? The definition of a false prophet is he prophesies something and it doesn't happen. Or he prophesies something and something else happens. In Deuteronomy, that's the definition of a false prophet. Tim LaHaye, when he was 75 years old, said, I'm going to live to be 115. He died at 85. False prophet. He said, God showed me I'm going to live to be 115. I would not say that. I'm going to live to be 115. He must have been nuts. I mean, I don't think he was nuts. I think he deceived himself by giving false prophecy so long that it didn't bother him when he did. He wasn't nuts. He was a friend of Jimmy Combs.
他是个寇姆博士的朋友，所以我一直跟他们保持着关系。他讲的话都是假先知讲的话，预言东西没有实现。
Rosenthal predica ahora en muchas conferencias proféticas. Le invitaremos aquí. Vamos a ver si él viene. Tal vez no puede. Tim LaHaye fue falso profeta. Él dijo, Dios me mostró que voy a vivir hasta 115 años de edad, pero él murió a los 85.
Dr. Combs was very upset when he died at 85 because he'd been telling everybody he's going to live to be 115.
他一直告诉别人，神
He
就是
said
告诉他
so. God
活到
told
100。
him so.
神告他，他
False
是
prophecy.
LaHaye era amigo de Dr. Combs, pero Dr. Combs fue molestado cuando él murió a los 85. Falsa profecía.
The late great planet Earth, Hal Lindsey, false prophecy.
还有 Lindsay 也是一个假先知。
La tierra que está llegando a su fin por Hal Lindsey, falsa profecía.
That was a huge bestseller when we started this church. Young people wouldn't know the gospel, but they'd know about the late great planet Earth.
他们知道那本书就是那本地球怎么样，已经过时了等。
Cuando empezamos esta iglesia, los jóvenes no sabían el evangelio, pero sí conocieron los libros de Hal Lindsey.
Pre-tribulation rapture, false prophecy. Nobody reads it now.
也就是在大患难之前被
This
提
is the
升
one
天
they're
的故
beginning to
事。
read because this one tells the truth. Now, if you try to read this, it's going to be a hard read for you because you're not familiar with some of the things that are taught.
你要
So
读这本，
it'll be a little bit hard, so don't buy it. And I'm not going to sell it to you. If you want it, you have to go on Amazon.com and order the pre-wrath rapture of the church.
你要想买的话，要上亚马逊这个网站上面去买。
Este libro, El rapto antes de la ira de Dios, cómpralo de Amazon.com. En inglés.
I've read it several times, but I'm aware of the terminology. It'll be kind of a hard read for some of you. All kinds of scripture in it, hundreds and hundreds of quotations. It's 307 pages. It's a small book.
307页，小书。
Será difícil por algunos de ustedes. Lo he leído.
But he shows you how the pre-tribulation rapture came from a girl's dream, a teenage girl, 15 years old, named Margaret McDonald.
但他指出了
Girl, charismatic. She was a charismatic, an early charismatic. She had a dream that the Christians were raptured before the tribulation, and she told it to J.N. Darby, John Nelson Darby.
这本书里面讲到了，就是一切的这个大患难之前被提升天的事情，来自一个女孩子，她的名字叫玛格丽特麦当劳，她做了一个梦，里边讲到了，结果呢传给了这个梦呢交给了这个 J.N. Darby， 达比呢又把它变成了其他这个讲道。
El libro muestra que el rapto antes de la tribulación tuvo su origen en un sueño por una muchacha carismática de 15 años que tuvo un sueño del rapto antes de la tribulación. Él lo dijo a John Nelson Darby.
John Nelson Darby, in my opinion, was a great man.
约翰达比呢是一个伟人，在我来看，
Yo creo que John Nelson Darby era gran hombre.
Much of the truth that we believe about the end times comes from not John Nelson Darby.
我们了解了很多
J.N.
有关
Darby.
末世中间这个真理呢，都是从达比那里面传出来。
Mucho de la verdad que creemos sobre los últimos tiempos viene de J.N. Darby.
He was an Anglican,
是一个英国国教人，
Era anglicano.
and he came to believe that the Anglican Church was wrong, which it is, of course.
他认
They
为
have
国教错了，
homosexual bishops and so forth now.
同性恋
It
宣
was
道。
worse then than it's worse now than it was then, but it was bad enough that he thought he came up with the idea of the great whore. He didn't come up with the idea, it's in the Bible, he saw it. The great whore of Revelation is the Catholic and Anglican Church and the other mainline churches that come together. That's his main thesis, is that the churches of the last days in ecumenical movement will be the great whore of Revelation.
他的立场就是从这个启示录里面这个大淫妇里面出来，就是这末世中间的教会，他们主流教派结合在一起，结果成为了大淫妇。
Él llegó a ver la verdad que la iglesia anglicana, la católica, las iglesias de la línea principal serán unidas ecuménicas como la gran ramera del libro de Apocalipsis.
The Plymouth Brethren come out from his teaching. Plymouth, England, it's a place in England, down near Penzance. And that's where he did most of his teachings. And the Plymouth Brethren came out of that. There's a Plymouth Brethren up by a church up where we live. I looked in the window one Sunday afternoon and saw what they do. They all sit, completely white, of course. And what they found fault with them in my seminary was that they don't do evangelism. Of course they don't. They're the chosen frozen, you know. So they don't have to do evangelism. So the movement died. They sit in a room about this big, chairs all around, like the Quakers, and they wait. And then somebody speaks. Somebody gives what God showed him in the Bible. The girl gives what she said. So it's a Bible study. It goes on for about 2 hours. The leader closes in prayer, and they go. And that's the service. There's no sermon from a preacher, no preacher. There's no preacher. John Nelson Darby, almost correct.
约翰尼尔森达比呢？
Almost correct. He said, churches with preachers always go astray because the preacher has to keep the people happy. Almost right. But no, Baptists is going to like him. Baptists don't like him at all, but I like him very much. Most of the notes in the Scofield Study Bible come from John Nelson Darby through C.I. Scofield.
斯可夫研读圣经里面大部分这个注解呢，都是从这个达比那里面传过来的。
La iglesia de los hermanos de Plymouth.
You should know this name.
Hay uno en mi vecindario, no tienen predicadores. Darby dijo que se van equivocados, pero hay sesentados, la mayoría de los notas en la Biblia Scofield viene de Darby.
Darby was very intellectual, very smart, and very spiritual man.
达比是很有灵命的那么一个灵命见解的一个非常聪慧的一个人，
Darby era muy inteligente y muy espiritual.
But he couldn't figure out where the rapture came in prophecy.
但他搞不清楚这个预言
Well,
中间
here's this rapture in 1 Thessalonians 4, 1 Corinthians 15. Where does that fit? Doesn't tell you in 1 Corinthians 15 or 1 Thessalonians 4. Doesn't tell you.
帖撒罗尼迦书里面，还有叫哥林多前书里面提到了被提升天，却没有告诉你什
So
么
where
时
does
候
it
发
fit
生。
into the plan of Bible prophecy?
Él vio el arrebatamiento en Tesalonicenses capítulo 4 y en 1 Corintios 15, pero no sabía dónde ponerlo, dónde está en el plan de la profecía.
So Margaret MacDonald stood up in one of the brethren meetings and said, God showed me where it fits in.
结果呢，玛格丽特
It fits, it comes before the 7-year tribulation.
在弟兄会这个聚会中间站起来说了，
Darby
讲到
made
这
a
个梦
note, and it's in Darby's book, and it came into the Scofield Bible through C.I. Scofield from a charismatic girl's dream.
这个从一个灵恩
Mighty
派的女孩
flimsy
子
basis.
传到了达尔比的这个思维中间，传到了斯可夫研读圣经的注解。
That's
Pero la
true.
muchacha Margaret McDonald se puso de pie en una reunión de los hermanos, dijo, Dios me mostró en un sueño que el rapto es antes de la tribulación, y Darby lo creyó y entró en la Biblia Scofield.
Now I'm going to give you the name of the book where you can read about Margaret MacDonald. Just a second. All right, here it is.
玛格丽特麦当劳曾经这个事情呢记载
All
这本
right,
书。
the book is Henry Hudson is the author. A Second Look at the Second Coming is the book.
Henry Hudson 哈德逊写了一本书，就是第二次来观看第二次回归的事儿。
Published by
Libro
Calvary
Prohibited
Chapel. Published by Calvary Chapel.
Calvary Chapel 这个出版社出的。
For pre-tribulation rapturism traced to Margaret MacDonald, see Henry Hudson, Hudson, A Second Look at the Second Coming, Massillon, Ohio, Calvary Chapel, page 3.
一切的这个被提升天发生在大患难之前这个事情呢，一直根源在于这个玛格丽特麦克当劳。
Si
They
lees-
want to
lees
see where that
como el
fake
dijo,
doctrine came from. Let's be sure you also get as zealous about the true doctrine, okay? This book here. It's okay. I want you to think about the end times. Listen, if we've got Baptist Bible Fellowship guys watching this tape, this video, let me tell you something. The Baptist Bible Fellowship, of which you are a pastor, was built on preachers preaching Bible prophecy every Sunday night.
整个的这个联谊会，我告诉你们尽信圣经联谊会根基就在一个每天晚上每个礼拜天晚上讲到的像圣经的预言。
Predicador, el compañerismo bautista bíblico fue edificada sobre predicadores predicando la profecía cada domingo en la noche.
Dr. Kenneth Gilming told me that in person. You know who he was.
Kenneth Gilming.
One of the founders of the Baptist Bible Fellowship. He told me that in person. We used to preach the second coming every Sunday night, Bible prophecy, and people would come, fill the church that way. You won't do it anymore because we're now in the apostasy. People aren't interested. There was a time when people were very interested in Bible prophecy in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And they would come to church to hear them. I. M. Haldeman, First Baptist Church of New York City, preached for 35 years every Sunday night on the second coming of Christ and Bible prophecy. Every Sunday night. Huge crowds of people. I'll tell you, one of them was, you know who one of them was that came to hear him? The guy I like in China, what's his name? John Sung. John Sung went to hear him on Sunday night. John Sung preached Bible prophecy and preached it well. Go ahead.
告诉你，曾经就是整个这个圣经研讨会里面，我们这个基础就是在这个Kenneth Gilman 曾经亲口告诉我们牧师，他们的根基就是在讲的圣经的预言。曾经呢，在纽约里面一个这个预言这个知名人士就是 I.M. Holloman， 曾经听他讲到的是约翰就是宋尚杰。
Ahora no, pero antes la segunda venida fue predicada cada domingo en la noche en la primera iglesia bautista de Nueva York. I.M. Holloman predicó la profecía la segunda venida cada domingo en la noche por 35 años. Y John Sung, el evangelista a China, fue a oírlo y John Sung predicó la profecía muy bien.
John Sung preached what he's got in this book. He preached the pre-wrath rapture. He preached you're going to have to suffer.
宋尚杰所讲的正是这本书里面所描述的，必须要做基督徒准备好受苦。
John Sung predicaba el rapto antes de la ira, tienes que sufrir.
John Sung, they had an American missionary come to the Bible conference in China, all the pastors there. And the pastor preached on the pre-trib rapture for an hour. And he sat down, the American pastor. John Sung was to be the second speaker. He spoke for 2 hours on the pre-wrath rapture, demolished the American pastor, and all the preachers went out believing that we're going to have to go through the tribulation. And that's the reason why there's revival in China today. The underground churches take the teaching of John Sung, which is the same as Rosenthal.
宋尚杰的观点跟那个罗森索尔的非常相似，他们讲的是基督徒必须要经历苦难，最终才能面对。才能面对未来的迫害。
A la conferencia en China y predicó por el rapto antes de la tribulación y luego John Sung predicó por 2 horas sobre el rapto antes de la ira y los predicadores chinos creyeron a John Sung y por eso la iglesia china fue bueno y sobrevivió al sufrimiento.
See, isn't it obvious that the pre-tribulation rapture has never produced a revival? Never. Since that doctrine came in from Margaret MacDonald, the teenage charismatic that brought it in to Jan and Darby's thinking, since pre-tribulation rapture has become the leading main teaching, there has never been a revival.
自从这个大患难之前的地升天的这个理论
I mean, never been a national revival or an important one. But yet, when John Sung preached it in China, and he was a premier evangelist, and they call him the Billy Graham of China, he preached that everywhere in China, and in Hong Kong, and in Singapore, and in Malaysia, and in Indonesia. I know where John Sung preached. The people are having wild revivals still to this day. Why? Because the pre-tribulation rapture is a false doctrine, and this is a true doctrine.
宋尚杰曾经是听完了以后，在中国大陆、在东南亚地区讲到了这个在真正大患难期间，基督徒必须要忍受这一切的迫害的时候，结果呢带来了复兴。
Turn that thing off, will you? He's cold. Robert's cold.
El rapto antes de la tribulación es falsa doctrina, nunca produjo un avivamiento, pero John Sung predicaba en Singapur, en China, en Hong Kong, en Malasia, en Indonesia, el rapto antes de la ira de Dios, y él tuvo muchos avivamientos.
Now I'm going to give you just a little piece out of the sermon you're going to get tonight. The sermon is called The Apostasy 2019.
今天晚上我们讲到就是离道反教2019年。
Yo daré parte de un sermón llamado La Apostasía 2019.
The text is 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Turn to it. It's page 1272. 1272 in the Schofield Study Bible.
经文是贴
You
上。
use the Schofield Study Bible? Yeah, it's got a lot of good stuff in it. It's just wrong on the pre-trib rapture. It's got a lot of other things that are completely right.
El texto es 2 Tesalonicenses capítulo 2, verso 3.
帖撒罗家后书第
I
2。
don't really preach the Schofield Study Bible, but we use it because the page numbers are all the same.
帖撒罗家后书2章3节。
1272.
Si yo uso la Biblia Scofield porque los números de las páginas son iguales, página 1, 2, 2, 9.
And 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
帖撒罗家后书2章3节。
Segundo Tesalonicenses capítulo 2, verso 3.
Okay, let me find it here. This is a key verse.
关键的一节经文。
Este es un verso clave.
This is a key verse. All right, and the Thessalonian Christians in the city of Thessalonica were told that the day of the Lord had come, and they were in the day of the Lord, or it was going to, because they were having persecuted. Look up, please.
Se fue dicho a las cristianos en la ciudad de Tesalónica que el día del Señor ya había venido porque estaban
When the preacher's
perseguidos.
saying something important, people start studying the Bible on some other subject. That's demonic, you know. When the preacher's making a statement, listen to the preacher. When he has you read the Bible, then read the Bible. But don't read the Bible in between, because that just scatters your mind. Now, they believed, they were taught by false teachers that the day of the Lord had already come,
假先知
and
告
they
诉
were living in the tribulation.
假先知告诉帖撒罗尼迦那些基督徒，他们已经错过了这个被提升天，他们生活在这个大患难期间。
Los falsos maestros dijo a ellos que el día del Señor ya había llegado y estaban viviendo en la tribulación.
But the Apostle Paul, what an amazing intellect.
但使徒保
What an
罗，
amazing brain. The greatest theologian of all time.
历史上最伟大的一个理论家，
Pero el apóstol Pablo con su gran cerebro, su gran intelecto,
The Apostle Paul.
使徒保罗这样。
el apóstol Pablo,
And he said, let no man deceive you, verse 3.
第三节
By
上，
any means, for that day, that's the day of the Lord, the day of Christ. That day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and
Good.
that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
使徒保罗这样写道说：“人不计用什么法子，你们总不要被他诱惑，因为那日子以前必有离道反教的事，并有那大罪人，就是沉沦之子显露出来。”
dijo, nadie os engañe en ninguna manera porque no vendrá el día del Señor, no vendrá sin que antes venga la apostasía y se manifieste el hombre de pecado, el hijo de perdición.
See, you just pass over that. Oh, well, that's just a Bible verse. Unless you believe, as I do, that the very words are given by inspiration of God.
你们必须
All Scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable. So God put these words into Paul's mind to put down on Scripture. This is the Word of God. God is correcting pre-trib rapturism here. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day, the day of the Lord, shall not come except, number one, A, falling away first, number two, that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So two things have to happen. It's here, and you'll get it tonight.
这就是
First,
我
the day of the Lord will not come except there come a falling away first. This falling away begins before the tribulation, because he says, let no man deceive you by any means. If he's talking to the Christians, he says, you're not in the day of the Lord. You are before that, and that's got to come. The falling away comes before the last 7 years tribulation.
使徒保罗这样指出，整个的这个大患难来之前，必须有这个离道反
Are
教
you
一段期
studying your
间。
Bible while I'm talking? Right after I told you not to do that?
Dios puso las
You're not going to get
palabras,
much out of it if you do that. I'm not really mad at you.
Por
I'm just telling you.
inspiración.
I just got through saying, don't
Cada-
study your Bible. Another flipping through while the pastor's talking. And I look there, and there you are flipping through. You
cada
don't
palabra
get
fue
you don't
puesta
get
por
much
Dios.
that way.
Dios-
I've spent 50 years thinking about this and studying it. And you need to hear what I'm going to say because it will affect you. You will suffer. And you will wonder what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Terrible things are happening. Our church is gone. The building is blown down. People in the church, many of them had their heads cut off. Maybe I'm next. It's not going to be nice. If you don't remember what I'm teaching, it will confuse you. It is going to happen. I'd stake my life on it. In fact, I have staked my life on it.
一切一定会发生，我用生命做担保。我告诉你，要用心听牧师所讲的。
Dios puso eso para corregir el rapto antes de la tribulación. Dijo, antes viene la apostasía y el hombre de perdición se manifiesta. Y tienes que entender eso porque vas a sufrir. Tal vez la iglesia será tumbada, el edificio, o personas serán decapitadas.
We're going to start a Chinese church in a couple of few months in the San Gabriel Valley. We're doing it because I believe what Rosenthal said is true.
之所以我们会在圣盖布开创这个新的教会，就是我相信罗森索尔所讲的是真实的。
En unos meses vamos a empezar una iglesia china en el Valle de San Gabriel porque yo creo lo que Rosenthal dijo es verdad.
If I didn't believe that it was true, we wouldn't start it. See, I believe that we are going to see the things that happen in the first, at least 6.5, almost 7 years. They're going to happen. And what will that do?
整个大患难期间，我们肯定会看到前6年中间或者6年半会发生的事儿。
Yo creo que veremos las cosas que pasan en los primeros 6 años y medio o aún más de la tribulación que hará eso.
I believe that it will cause us to have an audience.
到那时候，我们会有人来听。
Yo creo que eso nos dará una audiencia.
There are some fairly good churches out there. There's First Chinese Baptist Church of the San Gabriel Valley. There's Green. What's the other one?
Evergreen.
Evergreen comes out of First Chinese, as when it was good with Dr. Lin. So there's going to be competition, but they will be wrong on the prophecy because they didn't teach that.
圣盖布那些人有2间从第一华人教会里面出来了，那些分会，但是他们对这个预言中间的事情讲错。
Ahí están 2 iglesias chinas bastante buenas que salieron de la primera iglesia bautista de Dr. Lin, pero están equivocados en la profecía porque no enseñaron eso.
Never in my ministry have I ever tried to steal people from other churches, and I will not do it out there.
在我一生中间传道，从来没有偷别人的羊，在那里圣盖布也不会这样做。
Nunca traté de robar personas de otras iglesias y no lo haré allí.
But like Dr. Lin, they're going to say, those guys over there at the Chinese Baptist Tabernacle are teaching something that interests me a little bit because they're not teaching the same thing they're teaching here. They're teaching we're going to have to suffer.
但如果那些华人他们看到说，在那边华人进行
And we will get college age kids. They're always ones that want to hear something new. We will get enough college age. We'll get college kids. That's going to be a young people's church, mostly based on college and high school, upper high school grade
我们听到
kids.
很多这
They'll
些
be interested in this. The older people will be scared of it. That's a false theory.
年纪大那些人会害怕，但是年轻人
Give
会
us Tim LaHaye, even though he was a false prophet.
年轻人会感兴趣。
I think we can build a pretty nice church over there. But it's got to be with people that think and people that want something true.
必须要能思考的
Not
年轻
people
人。
like your mother, see. Or Cole Porter's mother went to church to show up her hats. Okay? So, we're going to give the kids both barrels right in the face. And young people will appreciate that. I believe. I stake my life on it. We'll do okay out there. Now, our purpose is not to have 10,000 members. What I envision is a couple of hundred members of good Christians.
我们的目标并不是几百万人，我告诉你们，主要是几百人就可以了。他们就是优秀的基督徒年轻人。
Cuando predicamos la verdad en el tabernáculo bautista chino, unos estudiantes universitarios van a venir. Yo no creo en 10,000 miembros, pero yo creo como 200 personas que son buenos cristianos.
We've never had that here in the inner city of Los Angeles.
在洛杉矶市中心从来没有这样。
Nunca tuvimos eso en la ciudad central de Los Ángeles.
People were, in the first place, they were too dumb to follow anything different than the rapture. What's that?
首先，他们很多那些人市中心那些人，他们太过就是愚钝，他们根本无法听到未来怎么回事，预言怎么回事。
La gente era muy tonta para entender algo, el rapto, ¿qué es eso?
Not only did we teach it, we gave them the manuscript, word for word, of what we said. We showed it on the what do they call it? The internet. They could look at it again, and they were still too dumb to get it.
我们现在给他文稿，同时有
It's too
网站
plain
上面，
dumb.
仍然无法理解，他们这些人太愚昧。
Now, I'm not suggesting that dumb people can't be saved. Go ahead, Doc.
Se les enseñamos y también damos el manuscrito y lo pusimos en el internet, todavía no lo entendieron porque eran tontos. Yo no creo que los tontos no pueden ser salvos.
But I do think that dumb people cannot grow very much in Christ. They might be saved by the skin of their teeth, but not much else.
他们可以得救，那些愚昧人，但是他们无法在这主中间不断成长。
Pero yo sí creo que los tontos, aunque sean salvos, no pueden crecer mucho en Jesús.
So we are going to the San Gabriel Valley, where it's 95% Chinese, because the Chinese kids going to college will pick this up quick, and they will remember it 3 weeks from now.
因为在那圣盖布那边很多华人，他们会很快的能理解，真
They'll
正
take the
能，
manuscripts and mark them and learn it.
他们会记得住，他们有记忆力。
Iremos al Valle de San Gabriel porque ahí los estudiantes chinos lo van a recordar 3 semanas después y van a leer y aún marcar los manuscritos.
Am I right, Robert? Robert knows I'm right. Robert's a smart guy. He just got saved a few weeks ago. He was all like Mr. Song. He was all full of questions. We answered all the questions, then we hit him hard. He got saved. Great. Robert's the kind of person we need. And Robert's the kind of person we're going to have at the new Chinese Baptist Tabernacle of Culver City. Not Culver City. I'm going out now. Let's do this, and then I'll let you go. We'll have dinner. Now, Paul says here, God says through Paul here, that 2 things will happen.
神通过保罗讲两样事情，在大患难来之前必须要发生。
Dios dice aquí por medio de Pablo, 2 cosas pasarán.
Before the day of the Lord.
主的日子来之前，也就是大患难之前，必须要2件事。
Antes del día del Señor.
Now, the day of the Lord, spoken of as the day of Christ here, the day of the Lord is when God pours out his wrath on the earth. Now, before that, man was pouring his wrath out.
主的日子，也就是神惩罚人间的时候，在那之前，人在那边发怒。
El día del Señor es cuando Dios derrama su ira sobre la tierra. Antes, la ira del hombre fue derramada.
The Antichrist is a man.
敌基督是一个人，
El anticristo es hombre.
Is the number of a man, 636. The last verse of Revelation chapter 13.
启示录13章。
Man. So the Antichrist is doing terrible things.
敌基督在做可怕的事儿，就是人做的事儿。
Es el número del hombre, 666 en Apocalipsis 13. El anticristo es hombre. Él hace cosas terribles.
But he will not be God.
但他不是神。
Pero no será Dios.
When God pours out his bowls of wrath on the earth, that is the day of the Lord.
当神把他的晚灾倾泻到人间的时候，那就是主的日子。
Cuando Dios derrama sus cálices, sus copas de ira sobre la tierra, esto será el día
Now,
del
this is
Señor.
fairly simple.
这是简单
Look,
的。
isn't man pouring his wrath out on Christians now?
现在不是那些人正在迫害基督徒
Isn't
吗？
he?
No está el hombre
Sí,
dando su ira contra los cristianos ahora, ¿verdad?
Ask the Christian kid living in Syria.
记住，问一问叙利亚那些基督徒年轻人，他们就告诉你是的。
Pregunta a los cristianos en Siria.
We have translators all over that area. They have to hide the fact that they're translating for me. Or their house could be bombed, they could be killed very easily.
在那边有为我们做
That's
翻
the
译，
wrath of man.
人
And
的
it's
愤
happening right now. You know that already, don't you?
现在人正在
Who
迫害
doesn't
基
know
督徒
that? Anybody?
Tenemos
I
traductores
see that
allí
hand.
que tienen que escoger lo que hacen porque serán matados. Esa es la ira del hombre.
But the wrath of God is not being poured out today.
但
It's
神
the
的愤
wrath
怒
of man,
没
the
有见
Muslims and the terrorists and crazy people, nutty people in America that are shooting people. It's man's wrath. And everything that was tied down is coming loose. That's true.
现在一切基督教徒受到的迫害都是来自于人。
Ahora hay la ira del hombre y hay gran confusión, pero no es la ira de Dios todavía.
But that is man's wrath, not God's. These shootings, where some guy goes in and shoots 37 people or something, that's the wrath of man. When the wrath of God comes, look out, because it's way worse than the wrath of man. And then the rapture comes before the wrath of God comes down. See, the bowl judgment, Revelation 16.
在启示录里面16章描述了神的这个晚灾落到人间之前的时候，基督教会就会被提升天。
Cuando alguien dispara a muchos con rifle, eso es la ira del hombre, pero la ira de Dios en Apocalipsis 16 será mucho peor.
This girl, mother left the church. Dr. Hymers is too serious.
这位女孩子的母亲离开教会，因为海博士太认真了。
La madre de este muchacho dejó la iglesia diciendo que Dr. Hymers es demasiado serio.
Well, I'm only too serious if I'm telling you a lie.
我太认真告诉你谎言吗？
Soy demasiado serio cuando digo una mentira.
And I am doing my dead level best not to tell you a lie.
我尽一切努力没有告诉你谎言。
Yo hago mi mejor no decirle una mentira.
I'm not telling you something that I don't build my own life on.
我没有告诉你任何东西，我不把全生命
Yo
压上去。
he edificado mi vida sobre lo que estoy diciendo.
We are going to start the Chinese Baptist Tabernacle in the San Gabriel Valley because I believe this.
正是因为我相信这里面的讲的，我们会在圣盖布创建一个新的华人进修会。
Vamos a comenzar el tabernáculo bautista chino en el Valle de San Gabriel porque yo creo esto.
There's one thing about two things about the Chinese people that are very, very important. Number one, they know what's happening in Hong Kong. Every Chinese kid that's in college knows what's happening in Hong Kong, right, Robert?
一切那些华人，他们都知道在香港发生的事儿。
Hay dos cosas
You
importantes
know
de
what's
los
happening in
chinos.
Hong Kong? You're not Chinese. I hope you'll become Chinese in your thinking.
Primero, cada joven
And
chino sabe lo que pasa en Hong Kong
Every
ahora.
weekend, thousands and thousands of college students march to the streets of Hong Kong for democracy.
每个周末，
Great. And almost all of them are Christians, you know. Maybe the news doesn't bring that out, but almost all of them are evangelical Christians.
在香港每个周末，
What do
年
they
轻人
sing while they're going through the street? Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. The songs we sang in Sunday school.
他们上街头游行，要得自由，得到这个民主。
A lot of
他们
times
唱的
in
歌
English.
都是基督教的歌曲。
Cada fin de semana, miles de estudiantes están desfilando en las calles de Hong Kong y casi todos son cristianos cantando himnos,
I
canciones.
will make you fishers of men if you follow me. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Little songs in Sunday school, the kids singing, marching. God bless them. Stand and pray for the kids that they'll win.
一同起立祷告，
对
香港年轻人能得胜。
Ahora que esos
And the
jóvenes ganan
democracy will come back to Hong Kong.
y la democracia regresa a Hong Kong.
民主能来到香港。
Communists. Tell them what they're praying for, Doc, in Spanish.
Están orando que los comunistas sean derrotados y que la democracia regresa a Hong Kong.
Be finishing, please.
Terminando.
You may be seated. Remember to vote, not to vote. Remember to pray for the college students in Hong Kong. They start on Friday night and they go through Sunday night every weekend. It's about the 8th weekend. And they don't know what to do about it. The communists don't know what to do about it. Because, go ahead, translate.
所以现在要为这香港年轻人祷告，他们已经连续3个月一直在那边游行示威，从礼拜5一直游到礼拜天晚上。所以
Ora por los jóvenes en Hong Kong que hacen manifestación cada viernes de noche hasta el domingo de noche por como 8 semanas y las autoridades no saben qué hacer.
You have to understand the background of it. Hong Kong was a province of, it's on the seacoast there, it was owned by the British. They purchased it for 99 years from China. Go ahead.
结果就是说，他们香港这是一个领地，它是英国的一个属地，他租借了99年。
Antes Hong Kong fue debajo de la Inglaterra porque ellos lo compraron por 99 años de la China.
So the communists never ruled Hong Kong,
所以共产党一直没有在里面做统领，
Y los comunistas no gobernaban en Hong Kong.
and they had democracy.
所以在那里面有自由。
Y tenían democracia.
Now, when the end of the 99 years came, what year was it that came, Doctor?
97.
1997, that's right.
当97年
The year
他们
my mother
99
passed away.
99年租界结束的时候，回归
1897, 1898 to 1997, it was belonged to the British Commonwealth.
所以他们从1898年一直到1997年的时候，他们就是在英国的统领下。
De 1898 hasta 1997 pertenecía a Bretaña.
And they had democracy like they have in England,
他们就像
and Canada and
英国一样，
the
他
rest
们有
of the
民主
Commonwealth.
自由。
Tenían democracia como en Inglaterra y Canadá.
So when the contract came to an end, the officials in Hong Kong told the British government, we don't want to give it to mainland China unless they make a provision that will always have democracy here. Well, the Chinese officials are communists, so the first thing they study in university is lying 1A. So they said, oh, we'll let them have, we will do that. And they wrote it in the charter.
结果他们就回归中国的时候，他们签了一个约，就说我们现在给你50年不改变你们的政策。
Al fin de los años, en Hong Kong ellos dijeron, vamos a juntarnos con China, pero necesitamos la democracia. Y los comunistas mintieron y lo pusieron en el contrato.
It was called the Two China Policy.
也就是说一国两制的制度。
Fue la póliza de dos chinos.
But Hong Kong would have democracy, the rest of China would have communism.
在香港，他们可以保持英国的这个自由、民主的这个制度；在其他大陆呢，可以保持他们自己的制度。
Democracia en Hong Kong y el resto de la China, comunismo.
You got a picture of how long that would work.
你看看，
Chinese, the communist Chinese, the first thing they study is how to lie. So they start taking their rights away.
所以他们共产党开始说谎了，不断侵蚀他们的自由。
Los comunistas mintieron y empezaron a quitar los derechos.
They start sending kids from college over to Beijing to be tried in a communist court. And that's why they're protesting. They say, you promised us in writing that we would always have democracy. And we are going to march until you give us back our democracy that you wrote down and promised us. So it's perfectly wonderful what they're doing. And you should pray for them every day.
你们应该为他们祷
Will
告
you?。
他们请求，他们要求的是
How many
正
will
义。
pray for the college kids in Hong Kong? You do it every day.
天
Doesn't
天为
need
他
to
们
be a
祷告。
long prayer. Just pray.
Sacaron
God, help
estudiantes de
them
Hong
not to
Kong.
make a mistake. Help them to overcome. That's one of the songs they sing, We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. They sing the civil rights song.
他们唱一首歌，就是我们要征服，我们一定要得胜，得胜，某一天会得胜。
Y están protestando en Hong Kong para recibir los derechos otra vez. Y cantan buenos cantos de libertad y victoria social.
Now, the fake news says they're going to be killed, but sooner or later, Beijing will send in the tanks and kill all those kids. That's conventional wisdom of fake news.
假新闻，他们会告诉你说，北京一定开坦克进镇压他们。
Las noticias falsas dicen que China enviará sus tanques para matar a los jóvenes, pero es falso.
But there are other things going on.
但还有其他理由。
Pero hay otras cosas pasando.
Trump is the president of the United States.
川普是美国的总统，
Trump es el presidente de los Estados Unidos.
And they know if tanks go into Hong Kong, that Trump will threaten to bomb Beijing.
他们知道
They know that.
一
That
旦
makes them a little bit scared to hurt these kids. That's why they haven't killed any of them. They're scared of Trump.
他们一旦镇压了香
Am I
港，
right, Robert? They don't know what Trump's going to do. Because Trump does not like communism.
但他们很
I like Trump pretty well.
Si
He
los
might be the
tanques matan a los
Antichrist, but I
jóvenes.
like him. Right now, he's pretty good. He might turn into the Antichrist. No, I don't think he will.
看来他不会变成敌基督。我喜欢川普，
En Beijing tiene miedo que Trump va a bombar a Beijing.
He does exciting things.
他做的事情非常令人激动。
Trump hace cosas excitantes.
Yeah. And he supports Israel, and he supports democracy throughout the world.
他支持以色列，
That can't be bad.
不会是糟糕的。
Él apoya a Israel y a democracia en el mundo. Eso no es malo.
He's not the Antichrist.
他不
He's
是敌
not
基督，
smart enough. He's pretty smart, though.
他很聪明，但不是敌基督那么聪明。
Trump no es el anticristo, aunque él es inteligente.
I didn't tell you, but Leslie had dinner with him the other night, about 3 nights ago.
3天前，
Leslie and
莱
his wife had dinner with Trump.
跟川普吃了晚餐。
Leslie y su esposo cenaron con Trump hace unas noches.
You can have dinner with him anytime you want, son, but don't give him any of your money.
你可以吃多少次无所谓，不
Let
要
the
给他
Beverly
钱。
Hills people give him money.
Por eso narco no, pero no da dinero.
You know, he's raised more money in California than any other presidential candidate, and most of the state is Democrat. You know who does it? The Jewish people in Beverly Hills. They
这个
love him
比弗雷山庄
because he supports democracy and because he supports Israel, the nation of Israel. And he's close friends with Bibi Netanyahu. What?
Trump recibió mucho dinero.
What about Kanye West?
California.
I'm blank on that.
Giving Trump money.
She gives him money, yeah. You bet. Yeah, there's atheist Jews giving him money.
Los judíos en Beverly Hills da dinero a Trump porque él apoya a democracia y a Israel.
Smart.
很多犹太人比弗雷山庄，他们都是支持川普的基金的时候，他们就是赞助。
Smart. Why, of course. The Western world should support Israel. Of course. We
当然
should，support the Jewish people.
我们应该支持犹太民族。
Some nut in the Democratic Party said, get them! What did they do? They lost all that money from the Jewish people by being stupid. The Democrats are, maybe God's using them. They sure are stupid. They are really dumb. Everything they say seems like they're campaigning for Trump. Everything they say makes people vote for Trump. The largest number of black people are going to vote for Trump now. Ever. The largest number of Hispanics. I saw it on television. I saw him give a speech in Albuquerque, New Mexico last week. Everybody there, every one of them was Hispanic. Go ahead, translate that, Doc.
Okay. Mira, el occidente debería apoyar a Israel, pero los izquierdistas demócratas no lo hacen. En verdad, los izquierdistas demócratas están dando votos a Trump.
Beautiful young
Muchos
people.
negros, muchos hispanos van a votar por él.
That's right. Beautiful young people holding up signs. Hispanics for Trump. Beautiful, beautiful.
很多年轻人举着牌子都支持川普的。
Muchos jóvenes con sus rótulos hispanos por Trump.
Doesn't matter what they say in your school. Doesn't matter what they say in the fake news. That's Hispanic kids know you've got to have a wall. You've got to have borders around your country.
年轻人他们都知道，必须要有一个墙，必须有
They
一个
know
边界。
that. They're smarter than that.
Los latinos jóvenes saben que necesitamos una pared alrededor del país.
You know, the college, if you go to college, remember, the college is always against America.
你要去大学读书，知道了解大学
I
总
found
是
that out when I went to Los Angeles City College and took a course from Dr. Schlesinger. Oh, my God. He was an old communist. Say, down with America. He knows. He took courses from him, too.
结果当我读这个社
And
区
they
大
gave
学，
him a medal for being a good teacher. The city of Los Angeles is so stupid. They gave a communist a medal for teaching the kids to rebel against the country and overthrow the government. That's what he taught,
他在大学
didn't he, Q? Did he teach? Am I exaggerating it? So, we're way off from this now. Two things have to happen before, but it's good stuff. It's good stuff. This is the way Schlesinger teaches his class, isn't it? He starts off talking about William Jennings Bryan and winds up saying overthrow the Republicans, even though Bryan was a Democrat. He blasted me one night. He said, Hymers supports William Jennings Bryan because Hymers is a Republican. I raised my hand. Yes, Hymers. I said, William Jennings Bryan was a Democrat. Great silence in the class. Great silence in the class. He ran for president 3 times as a Democrat, and he was very much a Democrat. Bryan was, even in some mistakes. If I was living then, I probably would have voted for the Republican, even though Bryan was a great Christian. Okay, 2 things have to happen, and it's in verse 2.
第2节里我们可以看到2件事
Dos cosas tienen que
必须要发
pasar.
生，
2 things have to happen before the great and terrible day of the Lord comes.
在主的日
And
子
those
降。
2 things are the apostasy and the Antichrist. Now, it doesn't come clear in the King James, but let me tell you, look at that. No man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come the falling away first. A little C, ABC. Look at the middle. See, the Scofield Bible has a lot of good stuff in it. It even corrects this. Look, the C in the center margin. The apostasy. Translated in King James as A falling away first.
斯可夫里边有注解讲到这个离道反教是一个末世中间独一无二的。
Dos cosas tienen que pasar antes del día del Señor, la apostasía, como dice aquí, y el hombre de perdición.
Now, it's not A falling away is really not a good translation, because it translates 2 Greek words, he apostasia or he apostasia.
这个希腊原文就是一个 he apostasia 2个字。
El griego es he apostasía, se traduce correctamente la apostasía.
What? Where did the law come in?
The Spanish is the apostasy.
Yeah, no, not just the Spanish. The New American Standard Bible translates it, the apostasy.
新美国标准版本
The
的
modern
圣经里边
translations do.
Aún las traducciones modernas dicen la apostasía.
Dr. W.A. Criswell, longtime pastor of the First Baptist Church of Dallas, Texas, Ph.D. in Greek syntax from Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky. That's a great seminary. Very conservative, very good. Did his Ph.D. work there. In other words, he's an expert in Greek, okay? In the Criswell Study Bible, he put these notes. Hey, apostasia must be translated the apostasy, not just any apostasy, a particular one at the end of history.
奎斯威尔这样注解说，这个离道反教
The apostasy.
并不是众多的这个离道反教之一，而是末世中间唯一。
Dr.
唯一的
Criswell
独一
tuvo un doctorado en griego y fue pastor en la Iglesia Bautista de Dallas, Texas. Él dijo, significa la apostasía, una apostasía específica.
This book, The Pre-Wrath Rapture of the Church, makes room in Bible prophecy for the apostasy.
这本书里面讲到这个离道反教，也就是末世中间唯一的这个独一无二的离道反教。
Este libro, El rapto antes de la ira de Dios, tiene espacio para la apostasía.
Tim LaHaye does not.
见 Tim LaHaye 没这样讲，
Tim LaHaye no lo tiene.
The Margaret MacDonald man.
他是玛格丽特的那个讲法。
El hombre que siguió a Margaret MacDonald.
So 2 things have to happen before the bowl judgments of the day of the day of God, the wrath, the day of the bowl judgments, the wrath of God poured out.
在
2
神的
things
愤
have to happen first: the apostasy.
有2样事必须要先发生。
Dos cosas tienen que pasar antes de los juicios de la ira, las copas de ira. Primero, la apostasía.
And number 2, that man of sin must be revealed, the son of perdition. That's the Antichrist.
第一就是离道反教，第二呢就是主日子来到之前，敌基督会显露出来，这就是敌基。
Número dos será revelado el hombre de pecado, el hijo de perdición o sea el anticristo.
So if you read verses 4 through 10, it's a description of the Antichrist.
第4到第10节描述了敌基督的情形。
Entonces versos 4 a 10 son descripción del anticristo.
Okay. Look at verse 11 and 12.
看向11和12节。
Miren a versos 11 y 12.
Jack, stand up and read verse 11 and 12.
And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
故此，神就给他们一个生发错误的心，叫他们信从虚谎，使一切不信真理、到喜爱不义的人都被定罪。
Por eso Dios les envía un poder engañoso para que crean la mentira, a fin de que sean condenados todos los que no creyeron en la verdad, sino que se complacieron en la injusticia.
And then it says, well, lying wonders, at the last two words of verse 9. And they received not the love of truth that they might be saved. The last few words of verse 10. This is a deluded people of the world today.
第9节和第10节最后几个字都描述了世间这些信从虚谎的人。
Al fin de verso 9, prodigios mentirosos, al fin de verso 10,
Where's the magazine I had?
no recibieron el amor de la verdad para ser salvos. Esto es la gente engañada de hoy.
Okay. It's a good article in here called Our Blind, Blind World.
这里面很好的一篇文章，里面讲到我们这个世俗中间非常盲目。
Hay un artículo en la revista que se llama Nuestro Mundo Ciego Ciego.
Just read you a little bit of it. The spirit of the world sees that which is flesh. The spirit of God sees that which is him.
人间看到的是属肉体的物质的世界，但神呢看向属灵的。
El espíritu del mundo ve lo que es carne, el espíritu de Dios ve lo que es él.
The blindness descending upon us, upon our planet, is satanic and undetectable to those with worldly spirits.
降临到世间那些盲目的这个灵呢，是人间可看不到，他们察觉不到的。
La ceguera que desciende sobre el planeta no se ve por los que tienen espíritus mundanos.
How come 1 in 5 high school and college kids makes plans to commit suicide? Why? That's very unusual. That should be the time of life when they're just beginning to live and wonderful things happen.
现在为什么五个年轻人之
And
一
1 in about 8 does commit suicide. Horrible.
1/5年轻人
Suicide for young people. Why? Opioids, driving crazy on the streets.
他们
And marijuana legalized. What kind of a nut would legalize marijuana? It's legalized now.
他们年轻人为什么是计划自杀呢？1/5，而且真正1/7的年轻人确实自杀了。我告诉你们，都是因为毒品的利用。
Porque 1 en cada 5 jóvenes está pensando en suicidio y 1 de cada 8 lo hace porque están confundidos por opioides y también por marihuana que es legal ahora.
Don't we have enough wrecks on the freeway without introducing marijuana into the mix with alcohol and everything else, opioids?
难道我们这个高速上面这个车祸还不少吗？难道还没要加多一些这个车祸吸大麻还是酗酒吗？
Ya tenemos muchos accidentes porque se añade la marihuana.
This is the world spirit of the last days.
这是末世中间这个是世俗的灵。
Este es el espíritu del mundo de los últimos días.
The world is completely unaware that judgment is about to fall.
世间完全不清楚。
El mundo no se da cuenta que el juicio de Dios va a caer.
Today's world is every bit as blind as in the days of Noah.
如今的世界就像挪亚时日一样，完全盲目。
El mundo de hoy está tan ciego como en los días de Noé.
Western society is sinking ever deeper into the miry pit of godlessness.
西方世界和文化正在陷入那些无神的那个泥潭之内。
La sociedad del oeste se ahoga profundamente en la impiedad.
The biggest peddler of our cultural decay is the entertainment industry, television and the motion pictures.
推销这个社会垃圾的最大的这个卖家呢，就是这个娱乐圈。
La decaída es dada por la televisión y las películas.
Despite all of these unparalleled cataclysmic ongoings, the unbelieving world is still clueless as to the urgency of the hour.
即便这一切的世俗事件、各种各样的灾难性的事件发生，他们仍然无法了解，这个临头的这个灾难将会很快来临。
Aunque está muy malo el mundo en corriente, todavía no ve la urgencia de la hora.
What did Jesus mean when he said, as the days of Noah were?
耶稣的意思什么意思？当作像挪亚日子一样。
¿Qué quiso decir Jesús cuando él dijo como fue en los días de Noé?
They were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
他们吃喝嫁娶，根本就不知不觉，结果直到挪亚进入方舟那日，洪水来把他们都带走了。
Estaban comiendo, bebiendo, casándose y dándose en casamiento hasta que Noé entró en el arca el día y se los llevó a todos, y el diluvio.
Eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage.
他们吃喝嫁娶，
Comiendo, bebiendo, casándose, dando en casamiento.
Going about normal business completely unaware that judgment is about to fall.
他们完全继续过他们正常的所谓的生活，直到临头的这个审判惩罚。
Haciendo negocio regular sin darse cuenta que el juicio va a caer.
That is not a children's story. That is history. That is the truth.
这并非一个童话
And
故
knew
事。
not until the flood came. Why? Because they didn't want to know. Because they believed the fake news instead of the truth.
他们不知
And
不
all the
觉
other stuff.
洪水来，他们相信的就是假新闻，却不相信真理。
No es una historia de los niños, es la verdad, es la historia verdadera, porque no sabían, porque no quisieron saber, creyeron en las noticias
If
falsas.
Trump didn't do anything else, I am very glad that he became president to point out the falseness, the fakeness of the news industry.
即便川普不做其
I
他
knew it
事，
already.
他能指出假新闻这个事件本身就
I
是
watched
一个值得庆幸。
Estoy feliz que Trump mostró la falsidad de las noticias falsas.
I saw it very clearly when the Mormon, what's his name? Romney. I can't remember names. I think I'm probably, I don't know, forgetting stuff. When Romney was running for president against, who was it?
Obama.
Obama, yeah, they're running against Obama. They coached everything against Romney and let Obama talk and build him up. And I thought, this is not right. It was very clear that the liberals manipulated the Romney-Obama debates.
当时罗姆尼
Very clear to me.
Obama
I knew it
政
then. And then Trump comes in and he points him out every time he does this. What is he doing in his speech? The news people at the back of the room, he says, they're the enemy. What can they do? Say, we're not the enemy. They are the enemy. The enemy of the truth. They're the equivalent of the Communist Party in China. The liberal news media is horrible.
所以当川普
Everything, they twist everything. Go ahead.
川普指出了，就是所谓这个自由派的媒体都是我们的敌人，完全曲解一切的真理真话。
Los liberales en la media manipularon los debates de Romney contra Obama en favor de Obama y Trump indica con su dedo, ustedes son los falsos, ustedes son los enemigos.
So that is the ethos of our time.
这是我们现代社会上的这个潮流。
Y así es nuestro tiempo.
The colleges teaching liberalism, communism.
大学里面教自
How
由
could a
派，
person like Bernie Sanders even run for president if the people didn't believe that communism was, well, that's pretty good, not too bad. I mean, Bernie Sanders is a communist, isn't he? He's a virtual communist.
伯尔尼·桑德斯就是一个共产主义者、社会主义者，起码是这样自称的，所以他仍然是很多人支持他。
Las universidades enseñan el comunismo porque Bernie Sanders es candidato a presidente. Él es casi comunista.
And so is Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas.
我们也
They're
是，
virtual communists, these people.
都是共产主义者。
Y también Elizabeth Warren, casi comunista.
And the fake news says, why, they're good, they're good. Trump is going to scare you. He's going to scare you. Well,
Yeah.
Trump is liable to protect you. He's not going to scare me.
假新
I'm
闻，
scared of those liberals, socialists.
他们总说川普怎么会吓坏你们？我告诉你们，川普会反对那群共产主义者。我告诉你们，他会保护你。
Y los noticieros falsos tienen miedo de Trump, pero no tengo miedo de él. Yo.
You could get this magazine if you want to. You write to, it's in Winter Garden, Florida. Call them up, Zion's Hope, and you can get it. But don't go crazy in prophecy. Once a year, I generally speak for 2 or 3, 4 weekends on prophecy. Then we go to something else. And the dopes in the old church forgot everything within a week.
我每年最多讲这个预言呢，讲那么2、3次，但是呢，很多的我们教会以前的成员早就忘了。
Pero no te pongas loco en la profecía. Yo usualmente hablo sobre profecía por 2 o 3 semanas, pero los tontos en la iglesia vieja se lo olvidaron todo después de una semana.
I mean, look, John Samuel Kagan, smart guy, straight A's, every class, straight A's at Talbot Seminary, but a dope when it came to church life. He even told me, he said, Pastor, Dr. Hymers, I don't think that a man can pastor today if he doesn't realize that we are already in the apostasy.
连约翰·萨默尔曾经
A
指
year
出，
later, he's gone. What does it mean? Intellectually, John Kagan is almost as smart as his father. But spiritually, he's a fool. He's a stupid person.
理智上来讲，他非
A
常聪明
dolt.。
他曾经讲过，除非你一个人相信我们正处在离道反教中间，不可能做牧师。结果他1年后离开了。
John Salgo Kagan es inteligente y gana notas de A. Él dijo a Dr. Hymers, yo no creo que alguien puede ser pastor sin creer que ahora estamos en la apostasía, pero él se olvidó de todo. Él es inteligente, pero espiritualmente es tonto.
So big things are happening in the world, and I think that he's got it pretty well figured out. We're going to go through most of the tribulation.
所以罗森索尔呢
And we will
告
not go through the bowl judgments at the end when God pours out. When man pours out his wrath, we'll be under it, but not when God pours out his wrath.
所以他要
will be
我们基督
raptured
教会要经过大患难期间的这个6年左右，在人的这个愤怒倾泻出来的时候，我们会忍受这一切。
Sufriremos la mayoría de la
How are
tribulación, la ira del hombre, pero no los juicios
How
de
are
la
you,
copa.
Rebecca?
Cuando la ira de Dios seremos arrebatados antes de eso.
Good. You put these kids right up here where they can look at me, and I like that. Smart kids. Be sure you're smart not only physically, but spiritually. Amen. Heavenly Father, please bless the food we're about to have. We ask in Jesus' name. Amen. You're dismissed. Thank you for watching today's sermon.
感谢大家观看今天我们讲的道。
Gracias por mirar el sermón de hoy.
And if you are not saved, I urge you to come to Jesus.
如果你仍未得救的时候，我鼓励你、督促你信靠基督。
Si no eres salvo, te animo que vengas a Jesús.
When I was a young person, I went forward many times to be saved and to rededicate my life, but somehow I never got saved that way.
要在我年轻的时候，我许多次走到前面去得救，或者重新奉献我的一生，但是那样的方式一直没有使我得救。
Cuando yo era joven, yo fui al frente para ser salvo muchas veces, pero no fue así.
When I did get saved, it was a very simple matter.
当我得救那一天，非常简单。
Cuando sí fui salvo fue una cosa muy simple.
I simply came to Jesus and trusted him, and he saved me and washed me clean with his blood.
我就是简简单单信靠了耶稣基督，相信了他，用他的宝血洗净了我的罪孽。
Simplemente vine a Jesús, confié en Él y Él me lavó con su sangre.
It's extremely important to know where Jesus is. I don't think I really thought about that before I was saved, the day I was saved.
要知道，在我得救那天之前呢，我一直没有意识到耶稣到底是在何处，现在在何处，这是非常重要的一点。
Es muy importante que sepas dónde es que está Jesús. Yo no creo que pensé de eso antes del día que fui salvo.
Right now, Jesus is not in the air all around us. He's not on the cross still. Jesus is not in our hearts. The Holy Spirit is, but not Jesus. The Bible says repeatedly, over and over again, that Jesus is at the right hand of God the Father in heaven.
如今呢，耶稣并没有在我们周围各处那个虚无缥缈中间飘，也没有在石架上，更没有在我们心中，圣灵在我们心中。但是圣经重重复复讲到，耶稣基督在上天神的右手边。
Jesús no está todo alrededor de nosotros, no está en el corazón. El Espíritu Santo sí está con nosotros, pero Jesús, en la Biblia dice que está a la mano derecha de Dios el Padre en el cielo.
And Jesus loves you. He's not angry with you.
耶稣爱着你，他并没有生你的气。
Jesús te ama, no está enojado contigo.
God the Father is angry with the wicked every day, but Jesus came into the world, the Son of God came into the world to save sinners. And He loves you.
神呢，每一天都生那些罪人的气，因为为他们犯的罪。但是耶稣基督来到人间，他为了就是拯救罪人。
Jesús no está enojado contigo. Jesús vino al mundo para salvar los pecadores. Él te ama.
And God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Even though He was angry with sin, He loved the world and sent His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16.
虽然神憎恶这些世间的罪孽，但是呢，他爱世人，将他自己的独生子赐给我们，让一切信他的不至灭亡，反得永生。约翰福音3章16节。
De tal manera amó Dios al mundo que dio su Hijo unigénito para que cualquiera que crea en Él no se pierda, mas tenga vida eterna.
Sometimes people ask me, how do you come to Jesus?
有时候常常有人问我，如何才能走向基督？
A veces la gente me pregunta cómo es que vienes a Jesús.
I never answer that question because the Bible doesn't answer it.
我从来没有去回答这个问题，因为圣经没有这样回答。
Nunca doy respuesta de esa pregunta porque la Biblia no da respuesta.
When you are tired of your sin and tired of your struggle, then God will draw you to Jesus, and it will be a very simple matter.
当你厌倦了自己的罪恶的时候，当你厌倦了那种挣扎之下的时候，结果神就会自然而然引导你信靠基督了。
Cuando estás cansado de tu pecado, entonces es un negocio fácil para que Dios te traiga a Jesús.
Not long ago, I was reading again the testimony of the salvation of Dr. A.W. Tozer.
不久以前，我又一次读了A.W. Tozer 博士他得救的见证。
Reciente estaba leyendo de nuevo la conversión al testimonio del Dr. Tozer.
Dr. Tozer heard a man preach the gospel on a street corner.
要叫Tozer博士在一个街头，在街边听到一个人宣讲福音。
Dr. Tozer escuchó a alguien predicando el evangelio de una esquina.
It was the first time he had ever heard the gospel.
这是他第一次听到福音的宣扬。
Fue la primera vez de que había escuchado el evangelio.
He was 17 years old.
17岁才。
17 años de edad.
And Dr. Tozer ran home. He didn't stop to talk to anybody or tell anybody about it. He ran home and went up into the attic of his father's house.
这个Tozer博士一路跑回家，路上没有跟任何人打招呼，跑到家以后去到阁楼上面，他的父亲家里面的阁楼上面藏起来。
Dr. Tozer corrió de la casa después de escuchar eso, no le habló con nadie, se puso enseguida a la azotea de la casa.
And he got down on his knees and came to Jesus.
结果就在阁楼上面单独一个人跪下以后，信靠了耶稣基督。
Se arrodilló y vino enseguida a Jesús.
And he went on to become one of the great preachers of the 20th century.
结果继续成为一个20世纪最知名的一个传教士之一。
Fue uno de los grandes predicadores del siglo XX.
Perhaps that would be a good way for you to do. If you heard this sermon and you feel that you're lost, get in a quiet place by yourself.
有可能这是可以成为你得救的方式。当你在网站上听到了我们这个宣道的时候，可以自己一个人单独祷告。
Quizás eso sería bueno también para ti. Si estás escuchando este sermón y estás perdido, ve a un lugar callado de solo.
Get down on your knees. That helps to humble you. Get down on your knees and come to Jesus, and His blood will wash every sin away, past, present, and future.
这样跪下呢，帮助你作为一些卑微一下，让这样跪下请求耶稣基督，请求神的原谅，这样呢，原谅你过去、现在和未来全部的罪孽。
Hincante en tus rodillas y ven a Jesús Él lavará tus pecados pasado, presente, futuro.
Repent and believe in Jesus.
当忏悔，信靠主耶稣，
Arrepiéntete, cree en Jesús.
Turn away from your sinful lifestyle and get down on your knees and simply, by faith, come to Jesus. That's all he requires. Him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out, he said in the 6th chapter of John.
在约翰福音6章，这里面讲耶稣这样：到我这里来，我绝不会离弃他们。所以你要抛弃自己邪恶的生活，结果转向耶稣，靠信仰信靠他，这就是他所需要的一切了。
Ese camina bien, no lo rechazaré, dijo de breve en el Evangelio de Juan.
And then if you do come to Christ, I pray that you will get into a church as soon as possible and be in church every time the door is open. There's no more important advice that I could give you. Get into a church and be there every time the door is open.
但是当你得到转变之后，一定要找一个地方教会，每一次教会有活动都去参加，没有比这更重要的了。一旦你得到转变，参加一个地方教会。
No hay mejor consejo que te puedo dar menos que ve a la iglesia y esté ahí cada vez que la puerta esté abierta.
And if at all possible, make sure it's a church that preaches from the authorized King James Bible and sings the traditional hymns.
如果可能的话，这个教会应当是宣扬 King James 的版本，而且他们唱的是传统的圣诗。
Y si es posible, asegúrate que sea de la King James y los himnos antiguos.
And go to the pastor and tell the pastor that you've been saved.
而且告诉了牧师你如何得救的。
Habla con el pastor, dile que fuiste salvo.
And the best advice I could possibly give you is to get in to a church, a local church, and be there every time the door is open. That's the way to grow in the grace and knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. And be sure to give a tithe of your money to the church, and God will bless you.
所以我给你最重要的这个建议就是进入一个地方教会，在那里面就是在恩典之下不断成长，而且拿出你的11奉献交给了地方教会。
Métete en una iglesia local, es una de las mejores maneras de crecer en gracia y conocimiento. De un diezmo ahí, Dios te bendecirá.
Now, I would like to ask you to support this ministry and help us.
我现在希望你能够帮助我们的网站上面传道事业，
Quiero pedirte de que nos ayudes apoyando este ministerio.
Because these sermons are going out throughout the world in many, many languages, and we're adding more languages almost every month.
要知道我们这是通过网站各种各样的10几种语言，而且我们越来越多的语言，不断的每个月都要加上去，所以这是传遍世界的一个福音。
Estos sermones van a través del mundo en la internet en muchos idiomas y añadimos más idiomas casi cada mes.
And Dr. Kagan, is our statistician, has estimated, based on various things that he studied, that 80% of those who watch these who read my sermons in manuscript form on this website, 80% of them are pastors.
Kagan 博士，我们教会的一个统计学家，他这样估计，就是在我们网站上面读我们讲道的那些朋友呢，80%都是宣道士。
Y el doctor Kagan, que hace la estadística con nosotros, piensa de que 80% de la gente que ve estos videos, escucha, son predicadores.
And they are using these sermons when they get stuck, as I often do, to give them a sermon idea. And in the third world, in places where the gospel cannot go, many preachers are preaching these sermons verbatim, right, word for word.
要知道，很多的牧师，当他们自己根本不知道要宣讲什么的时候呢，通过网站可以得到一些启发。很多在第三世界国家那些教会的牧师，通过我们网站上面逐字逐句，就是用我们的讲的道来宣讲。
Y ayuda a pastores a veces cuando no saben a qué predicar, pero también en los países terceros mundo la están predicando palabra por palabra.
I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know it until not too long ago. But 1/3 of the world does not have any, not even one missionary, doesn't have any missionaries from the United States, Great Britain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. No missionaries from the English-speaking world in 1/3 of the world.
不知道你有没有注意到，我是最近才发现，就是在1/3世界上的地区，西方世界，美国、英国，而且是欧洲、还澳大利亚等等，那么西方世界传教士根本去不到世界1/3地区。
No sé si lo sabes, pero un tercio del mundo no tiene misioneros de que hablan inglés.
Jesus said, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature."
耶稣这样告诫我们要往普天下去，向万民传福音。
Jesús dijo de id a todo el mundo, predicad el evangelio a cada criatura.
But our Western missionaries cannot get into 1/3 of the world. That's about 2.5 billion people where our missionaries cannot go.
但是我们西方这个传教士大概有1/3的地区，大概也就是2亿5千万人，根本就是我们达不到我们这些西方传教士这个他们这个声音之下。
Un tercio del mundo, como 1 billón de gente, los misioneros nuestros no pueden ir ahí.
But the native pastors are there.
但是有本地的传教士在那里，
Pero los pastores nativos sí están ahí.
And they are the only way, they are the only means of spreading the gospel in those countries is through the native pastors.
在那些地区就是唯一通过地方的本地传教士来把福音传出去，是唯一的方式了。
Es la única manera de repartir el evangelio es a través de los nativos pastores.
At the beginning of World War II, Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England, sent a message to President Franklin D. Roosevelt in America, and he said, "Give us the tools and we'll finish the job."
第二次世界大战开始的时候，文斯顿·丘吉尔曾经发了一个信息传给这个美国的总统罗斯福，这样祈求到说：“请你们把工具交到我们手中，我们就把这工作完成它。”
Al principio de la guerra mundial, Churchill le mandó una correspondencia al presidente Roosevelt diciéndole, mándanos las herramientas y nosotros terminaremos el trabajo.
And that's what we're attempting to do with this website. We're sending the printed sermons, word for word, on the internet to those nations in the Muslim world, the Buddhist world, the Hindu world, where our missionaries cannot go.
这就是我们通过这个网站所要办到的事情，把这个福音的信息逐句的传到那些1/3，就是穆斯林教国家，还有那些佛教的国家，各种各样的一个传教士去不到的地方，把那些这个武器交到那些传教士的手中。
Y eso es lo que estamos haciendo. Estamos mandando estos sermones escritos, palabra por palabra, a los lugares musulmanes de otros del mundo que donde los misioneros no pueden ir.
We're giving those native pastors the tools, and they will finish the job of spreading the gospel in those parts of the world where our missionaries cannot go.
我们把这些传福音的工具交在那些本地的传教士他们的手中，他们就会完成这样传福音的工作。
Nosotros estamos dando a esos pastores las herramientas para que ellos puedan hacer el trabajo.
And we are giving those pastors, those native pastors, the tools, and they will finish the job of going into all the world and spreading the gospel to every creature in that 1/3 of the world where our missionaries cannot go.
我们就是把这个工具交到他们这个本地的那宣道士的手中，让他们去到那个1/3我们西方传教士去不到的地方，往普天下去，把这个福音传给万民听。
Estamos mandando estas herramientas a los sermones en ese tercio del mundo donde los misioneros nuestros no pueden ir.
And that's where you come in.
这就是你在这里可以帮助我们了。
Ahí es donde tú ayudas.
I am asking you to help us add more languages and more translators.
现在我就是希望你能够帮助我们更加多一些另外的一些翻译的工作，而且更加多一些语言上去。
Te estoy pidiendo que nos ayudes para que podamos agregar más idiomas a más idiomas.
People in our own church translate the sermons into Chinese, Japanese, Tagalog, the language of the Philippines, Spanish, and of course I give them in English. And so we are able to do those 5 languages. But all the rest of the languages, we have to pay a small amount of money to the missionaries and Christian workers that translate all the other languages.
要知道，我们本教会这些朋友们已经翻译成了中文、西班牙语，而且日文，还有一些 Tagalog， 就是墨西哥那些。但是呢，其他的这语言呢，都是要有其他的，我们要给他们一些资助，给他们一些报答，让他们来帮助我们做翻译。
Y nosotros en nuestra iglesia estamos nosotros mismos traduciendo en español, en japonés, en coreano, en chino y pues claro en inglés, pero tenemos que pagar a los otros que están afuera de la iglesia.
Now, we have raised a lot of money here for the languages that are already up, but to add more languages, we're going to need your help.
现在我们网站上刊载这10几种语言呢，我们要用很多这个资金来赞助，但是要加多更多的语言的话，我们就需要你来帮助了。
Gastamos mucho dinero acá para los idiomas que sí tenemos en el sitio internet, pero para añadir más idiomas necesitamos ayuda.
Could you possibly make a monthly pledge to help us add more languages to this website?
你能不能保证每个月来拿出一笔这个资金来帮助我们把更多的语言加在我们网站上面？
¿Podrías mensualmente ayudarnos con una promesa para ayudarnos a añadir más idiomas?
If you can do it, I'm asking you to send $50 a month. If that's not possible, $25 a month, and make a monthly pledge to this ministry to help us get these sermons out in those parts of the world where none of our missionaries can go.
所以我希望你能够每个月呢能够赞助些50块钱，如果不可能的话，25块钱也可以，25块钱能够帮助我们把这个语言，把这各种各样的福音传到这个世界上面1/3地区，我们这个西方传教士去不到的地方。
Si nos pudiera ayudar, por favor, promete para ayudar algo mensualmente para que podamos mandar esto a lugares donde los misioneros no pueden ir.
Because the internet goes everywhere.
因为万维网站呢是去到是无孔不入的。
La internet va a todas partes.
And those native pastors can print out the sermons from their computer or copy them down with a pencil or pen, and often they circulate these sermons and pass them on to others. So would you help us with a monthly gift?
所以那些本地的牧师可以打印出来，或者把它抄下来，或者做拷贝等等，或者是流传给另一个人。你能不能帮助我们做好这些工作呢？
Frecuentemente los pastores escriben palabra por palabra lo que se ve en la computadora, pero la cosa es que, por favor, ayúdanos mensualmente.
And if you can do that, you could send the money with a credit card, or you could send it by Western Union, and see if you can send it in with American money if possible. And the sheet will come up in just a moment that tells you how to send the money by credit card or the post office box where you can mail it.
你要是做奉献献给我们教会上，也可以写支票，一会儿呢，荧幕上在底下就可以看到这个寄给我们这个地址，同时也可以用你的信用卡或者是 PayPal 或者 Western Union 都可以的做奉献给我们教会，请你帮助我们。
Un momento verás la dirección donde se puede enviar el dinero a través de tarjeta de crédito, de PayPal o a Western Union, pero ojalá mándalo en dólares, pero si no, vienen pronto la dirección en la pantalla.
So keep watching, and that information will come up on the screen in just a moment.
所以继续看下来，观看下去，一会儿这个做奉献的这个信息呢，就打印在这个荧幕上让你看了。
Sigue mirando y esa información se verá en momento en la pantalla.